The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
I'm the creator and host, David Rodgers, the missing, the Byron Bagwell, better known as the Great Maharaja, and along the side the dancing destroyer himself, Super Dave Holland. Welcome to the show that is the best Dave on the Facebook planet. It is On the Spot with David Rodgers, as we bring you local information, regional information, state information, U.S. information, and world information as we talk about different topics and different things that we have going on, not only within our local area, but around the world and things like that. So again, welcome in. I'm David Rodgers. Let's get the show started, as we always do, with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. Please, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's at home, if you'll please bow your head. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this Tuesday day and this Tuesday afternoon as we bring you and this audience the show, dear Lord, that you bless each and every one of us as the information that we give out, that our viewing audience take that information, dear Lord, and sees fit how to use it, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, the United States of America, dear Lord. The most powerful, the most freest country in the world today. We have our own issues and our own problems, dear Lord. We're trying to rectify those problems with your guiding and touching hand. We can do that, dear Lord, as we all come together for one, and that is to keep this great country the most powerful and the freest nation in the world today, dear Lord. Thank you for our armed forces, each and every one of those young men and women that are serving today and that has served in the past, that's given the ultimate sacrifice, dear Lord, their lives, their blood, their sweat, and their tears, dear Lord, to make this country the freest and the greatest country in the world. Keep a hedge of protection over them, whether they're serving abroad or here, dear Lord, as they're fighting against not only international terrorism, dear Lord, but domestic terrorism and anything else that wants to harm us each and every day. Thank you for our first responders, dear Lord, each and every one of those young men and women that do the things that they need to do, dear Lord, to keep us safe, keep our neighborhoods safe, keep our cities safe, keep our counties safe, dear Lord. Keep a hedge of protection over those people and those men and women as they go out and serve and protect us, dear Lord. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day goes to the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Thank you for everybody that's a part of Working America, dear Lord, as they're out there doing what they need to do. From our truck drivers, our railroad workers, dear Lord, anybody that's in the construction business, dear Lord, and anybody that just thrives and puts their efforts forth to make this country turn as it does. Any spoken or unspoken prayer requests, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them. As you know what they need, dear Lord, you're the ultimate healer and the ultimate comforter, dear Lord. Please touch each and every one of them. Again, thank you for this time that's allotted to us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time with our brotherhood here, the On the Spot with David Rodgers crew and the On the Spot Motorsports Media crew as well, dear Lord. Keep blessing both of these pages. Keep blessing us. Let us have a great night and a great rest of the week and into our weekend. And we ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says, Amen. All right, let us stand here real quick for our pledge. And since Byron is not here, I'm going to ask Mr. Dave Holland if he would lead us in our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen, amen. All right, welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers. Going a little bit solo just for now. I'm hoping that the Byron Bagwell, the great Maharaja, will be here, along with the Dancing Destroyer, Super Dave Holland. He's directing everything that's going on with the video feed that you see. He's producing and directing the show. No Austin Stevens tonight, David, but we do have the weather report that we will get. Austin has got something going on. And, of course, I'm the Sergeant Major, David. You know that song, Jet, by Paul McCartney? I am the Sergeant Major. Welcome in to another great show. We've got a lot to talk about. And I tell you, Dave, I just want to start by asking you. I don't have a quote tonight.
Yeah.
But what did you do over the weekend? I want to know how your weekend was. I haven't had a chance to really talk to you. How was your weekend?
Well, my son is adding an addition onto his house.
Yeah.
So I spent my time helping him out and cutting grass. It was a grass cutting weekend.
There you go. And you know, we did the same thing, and I can speak for Byron because we hung out most of the weekend. So on Saturday, we decided to get up and go help Shirley and Donnie Bagwell, which everybody knows is Byron's parents.
Yeah.
Went over there and mowed the grass, weed eated. You ought to ride by that place, man. It looks really,
I'm going to do that.
really, yeah, please do that. Looks really good. Spent several hours over there. Then I came back and did some work around my house. Byron went back home and did some things as well. And then Sunday, Byron came over after we had breakfast. We came over and he helped me take some things to the dump, things like that. So a productive weekend. Tired. I can feel it in my sinuses a little bit, Dave, but you know what, man? Hey, I wouldn't have it any other way, brother.
I'm still blowing dust out of my nose from the lawnmower.
Well, yeah. So how was the lawnmower, by the way? How was the lawnmower working for you?
Yeah, it's working pretty good, and I normally wear a mask and safety glasses and a big hat to keep the sun off of me.
Yeah.
But I just forgot all that.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So a great weekend, great start of the week. I hope each and every one of you is having a great week and a great start of the week. We've got a lot of things to talk about. Again, I hope Byron comes in and we're able to get his take on several things that's going on with us. But me and Dave going a little bit solo. Dave, this is not our first rodeo, baby.
No.
Hey, we've done this many, many times, so we can definitely do it again. But I sure do miss Byron when he's not here because I love bouncing stuff off of him. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I love bouncing stuff off of him. That's why we get along so well here when we do the football games. He is the color commentator for the Tornadoes as I'm the play-by-play man. Dave usually takes the games when he can, when the weather permits. And so we do a lot of things together. Speaking of doing a lot of things together, we're going to talk about the Bradford County Strawberry Festival that's coming up this weekend and what we're going to be doing there and the different things that are coming up there. So just want to welcome in some people, Dave, before we get started. Shirley Bagwell is on. She says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Mr. Dwight Allen, we've got a birthday coming up here shortly. Did you know this?" And I'll tell everybody, too. Me, Dwight, and Byron have birthdays back to back to back. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Dwight's is the 9th, Byron's is the 10th, or vice versa, and mine's the 11th. I think I got that right. Shirley will come in. That's in April.
April.
Yeah, and I'll be 29.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, huh? Yeah, look at that. I just turned gray a little early.
You look a little older than 29.
Okay, sorry, Dave. You caught me 31. My bad.
Oh,
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so.
Nice for correcting that. You could have had some of our folks confused.
You could have had, yeah, I've got a bunch of guys confused if y'all are believing that. Dwight Allen, good evening, fellow Patriots. Amen to you, brother. Glad to have you on the show. Roy Jackson, who's been missing a little bit, he's on. He said, "What's up? We're doing fine, brother. Glad to have you on." And speaking of the great Maharaja, he's coming in right now. Byron Bagwell, as he's got his soft drink with him. He'll have his books up here in just a few minutes. And we're going to get rolling because we got a lot of things to talk about for sure. Mark Udi, hello, sir. I have not forgot, man. I've been really busy, Mark. I know what you told me. We're trying to put together a sponsorship package. Mark Udi's got somebody that's really interested in becoming a sponsor of the show. Yes, we would love that. If you're interested in being a sponsor, Dave's going to pull up the Gmail address. It's on the spot 32091 at gmail.com. On the spot 32091 at gmail.com. So thank you, Mark, for that. Ellen, Robert McGee's on.
Shirley?
And Ellen's on. Shirley said, here we go. We thank you both so much. The yard is amazing, and sometimes we all need a helping hand, and you and Byron were there for us. God bless you both. That ain't, that's not, hey, we did that because we love each other, and we love them. That's why we did it, right, B?
Yeah.
The great Maharaja. Hey, we had a nice lunch, too, by the way.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I did it for the lunch. Don't kid
Yeah,
yourself.
don't kid yourself. I did it for the lunch, too. And, yeah.
I love messing with you.
Hey,
Mom.
and you know what? Hey,
You
Byron
know
was
why I
getting
did that.
Byron was getting hit on at the restaurant, too, by the way.
Good grief.
I saw some.
Yeah. Did you
some brownies on Facebook. Did you guys get to try those?
Those brownies? You did see
I don't know
those?
if she made them or not. The
No.
suggestion was for her to make them. I don't know if she did or not.
Yeah, it was a suggestion. You're right.
There was a picture of them.
Yeah. Are they good? They look good?
They looked good.
I bet. Anything that she makes is good anyway.
Wishing her sister happy heavenly
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
brownies was a connection with that.
Sorry, oh God.
She made brownies for my Aunt Norma every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For her birthday, my Aunt Norma loved brownies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, you make them. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll partake in them.
Oh, we'll partake. All right.
I promise you we'll eat them. And the other thing I promise you is I will think of my Aunt Norma. Just like I do every time I walk in my house when I see the sign that she redid for me on my house.
That's it, right there. Absolutely. Roy Jackson says his birthday's on April the 5th. We've got a lot of April babies here.
Yes.
A lot of birthdays right here, so that's good.
A bunch of
Oh, Shirley, here we go. And each one of them won a different cake, but she blew some kisses about it. Yeah, well, yeah.
Look, you know
You know what I want.
You fix your brownies, and I'm gonna. I would.
I'll eat them too.
I'll take those instead of a cake.
Yeah.
Unless you want to make the pistachio cake. Now, I'm not going to say the brownies are better than pistachio.
No, I'm not, and I'm not going to say that strawberry cake's better than them brownies either.
And
Strawberry
both of them were
shortcake,
better than
yeah,
that.
my thumbs up
Both
on
of them
that.
were better than that cinnamon bun I just ate on the way here that tasted
You
like
had a
it did.
cinnamon bun and didn't think about your boy? You know I like food. I like desserts.
Well, there was only one.
Well, why didn't you get two?
Because it was only one.
What do you mean that? Why didn't you split it? Yeah, you ain't know when it comes to that. Don't even answer that. You're already in trouble.
Okay, so I split it in half and give him half of it, right? We get to see him eat the honey or the cinnamon bun on the air, right?
Absolutely.
And me eat it at the same time. And by the time I'm about halfway finished with my side of it, I get to sit there and look at this man looking at the rest of my No.
While you guys are talking.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. What we got, Dave? Do we?
What do you?
Well, what? Hang on. Let me get to these. Hang on, just a minute. Each one of them won a different cake. Jeff Goins is watching. Mark Goody said thumbs up. Hello, Jeff from Vidalia, Georgia, by the way. Mitchell Gunner's watching. Talked to Mitchell a few minutes right before we came in. Teresa Ray Prescott's on. She says, hey, everyone. And it's got that beautiful red, white, and blue flag. To me, the prettiest flag in the whole world, B. The prettiest flag in the whole world.
Yep.
It is. There's no doubt about it. Liz Tillery Holland said, she did. And they looked amazing. So she's seen them too.
All right.
Yeah, your daughter-in-law's seen them too. Bartow Lee's watching.
Which one are we talking about?
The brownies.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so I haven't had a chance to see a picture of them yet, B.
with the pecans on top, without
Ooh,
the pecans
yeah.
on top.
Really?
However you want to do it, Mom.
Pecan.
Oh, yeah. Mom, yeah. Anything that she makes is good.
Eat the pecan. She made them with pecans on top of each square.
So, before we get to some news and some things like that, I do have to say this. If y'all tuned in at the first of the show, Byron, will you see that we have a new On the Spot with David Rodgers
The
logo?
logo looks really good, too.
I'm going to credit... Yeah, and
sorry.
no, you're okay. You're okay. I want to credit Riley Holland
Really?
that created that. She has made the new logo. Dave, can you go back? Has made the new logo for the On the Spot with David Rodgers page. And one thing about Riley, if y'all don't know, she is guaranteed to be graduating with a 4.0 grade point average from Bradford High School. And that right there is outstanding honors. That is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. That young lady is going to go places. I know that she's wanting to go to school and further her career. Riley, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for your creativity. That is a wonderful logo, David.
Yeah.
And I know you've hugged her neck several times, but from us, me, Byron, you, Mitchell, everybody, thank you for that beautiful logo.
Absolutely.
And it's absolutely beautiful. And if you want to create anything else, you've got my blessing. You've got this man's blessing and this man's blessing. Hey, we'll take anything that you want to create, Riley, if you're watching, for sure. So Shirley said it's walnuts. Great logo, Shirley said. And she is a smart young lady. No doubt about it. 4.0 grade point average. You know what mine was? 1.98.
No. Let's not talk about.
You want to talk about yours?
Let's not talk about high school.
Great Maharaja?
Not high school grade point averages.
You sure?
I don't want to talk about my college grade point averages either.
Bad go.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, no, I get it.
Honestly,
Johnny Watterson says, congratulations to your accomplishments, Raleigh. And Johnny Watterson, I have not forgot about what we talked about because I'm very interested, excuse me, sir, sorry about that, to hear what this man's got to say. I want to talk to you first. So you still got my number. You can call me anytime and we can discuss what we discuss, and I'll fill these guys in later on what that's about. This could be some big things for On the Spot with David Rodgers.
Great.
And the staff and some other people too. So it could be really some big things.
Did you have quotes?
No, I didn't. And I'm going to let you do the quotes. But I did want to tell you, somebody asked me, 157 days till tornado football. Yes, there is. 150. Me and this man's counting them down for sure. So is Dave. So is everybody. We're excited about the season. Got to get through spring training and, of course, the summer and workouts and all that. We're excited about this football season, but there is 157 days left till tornado football. If you hear me and Chuck on Monday mornings, because I have to do the Monday morning all tornado sports report and update.
Yeah.
If you hear that, you can definitely listen in and we discuss that. And man, we got a special guest tonight, man. Bring a chair up, cuz. Bring a chair up. Holy mess. Hey, y'all better tell everybody. Y'all better call somebody.
Come on, I'm gonna slide
Because,
over
hey,
tonight. Slide over, baby.
hey, come slide over by me, babe. Come slide over by me.
Goodness.
We got the sheriff. Our very own Sheriff Gordon Smith is on with us tonight. So y'all can say, Gordon, what's going on, brother? I'm glad you could make it, man. I wasn't sure if you could make it or not, but I'm glad that you're here. Anytime that Gordon's here, we can we can bounce stuff back and forth for each other. We can laugh. We can carry on. Gordon's always carrying some information that, of course, our public wants to hear. So, Mitchell said, only 157 days, times is going to go by fast. Yes, it is. I was just telling him, Gordon, 157 days, tornado football. Did you know
Football,
that?
man, love it. Tornado football.
Tornado football.
You know, right now our basketball season, March Madness is here, so watch.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
gonna be
my
watching
thing is
that
when
too.
basketball and football's over, I'm kind of lost in this. I'm not into all the extreme sports and that kind of stuff.
Right, meaning?
But I love college basketball. I'm not
This
much
time
into
of
professional.
year, you're right, Gordon. Chrissy, Ricky Thompson. Hey, I just seen you a while ago, Chrissy. Hey, at the art meeting. We had a great art meeting, by the way. And I'm going to get into a couple of things, what's happening there. But, you know, this is the time. I'll watch college basketball every once in a while, Gordon, and Byron does too. This is the time right here. Matter of fact, there's 2 playing games tonight and 2 tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to get home and at least watch that last one. But the March Madness thing, I love. Brackets going on. David, I wish I would have told you earlier we could have did a bracket challenge here on the spot with David Rodgers. But I didn't get the brackets to you, and I should have. Because, hey, we could have gave, I'm sure Chrissy wouldn't have minded because she sponsors a show as well. We probably could have gave a $50 gift certificate at the Downtown Grill for the winner of the bracket challenge.
Well, I won anyway, so.
Did you win? Just go ahead and give your certificate? So, anyway, yeah.
It's gonna get good.
All right, B. So, yeah, this is going to get real deep tonight. So, go ahead, B. Your patriotic quote of the night, my friend.
I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become.
Nelson Mandela.
Nope.
That's a pretty good guess.
Psychologist.
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 I've never met a sane one.
Me neither.
Just kidding.
Me neither.
Just kidding. Don't know what.
Well, yeah. I have no idea, B. I mean, this could be many people.
He was a protege of the big one, and he broke off from him because he did not agree with his viewpoints on psychology.
On psychology.
On psychology.
Who is the big one? Who is the big one that everybody talks about?
Psychologist? Sigmund Freud.
Freud. Sigmund Freud is the big one.
Is the big one.
This guy broke off from Sigmund Freud.
Who broke off? God, man, my brain is just. Shirley Bagwell said that's a great one, and I should know it. Yeah.
Miss Shirley should.
Yeah.
If anybody knows it, she'd know it.
Yeah, looking at this guy scares people, but he shouldn't, because he makes people look into their own darkness.
What's his name? God, I know who you're talking about.
Talking.
I don't know, B. We're wasting a little too much time.
Yeah, the
Carl Jung is who that
Okay.
is. Who that quote comes
Sigmund
from.
Freud, yeah. So Mitchell said that. That's who he broke away from. UF as a 7th seed. It's been a while. Yeah, it has. I think, honestly, not that I'm a big Gator fan, Gordon. You know that.
What?
But no, neither is Byron. I can attest for that too. But I think that they were. I think that they were underseeded. I think they should have been a higher seed.
They should
I
have been
thought
higher.
that
I've been
3 or
thinking
4
losing the
maybe
SEC
at least. I
losing
thought
the SEC game probably was.
that's
The way they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
failed miserably in that game.
that
They shouldn't have.
7-10 matchup. That 7-10 matchup is always a tough one too because you're usually going to get a pretty good team out of
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
And I'm trying to remember who they played. Do you remember who they played? They're waiting on the play-in game tonight,
they
right?
got after the game tonight.
Yeah, Colorado and Virginia, right? Colorado State and Virginia. So whoever wins that,
I think
that's who they'll play. You
probably
think Virginia's going to win
I
that?
think Virginia.
Yeah, it probably is. That'll be a pretty good game.
Yes,
P.F.
sir.
Skinner, Mitchell said.
Yeah,
Dana Whitaker-Hurst is
no,
watching.
wasn't Skinner.
No.
Okay. I've got another quote.
Sure.
If you want to,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I figured this guy's
do it.
probably some long lost relative of the sheriff here. Mercy to the guilty is cruelty to the innocent.
Wider.
Wilder.
It has to be the judge, the famous judge.
He's not a judge.
Not a judge.
He was an economist.
Economist?
Economist, yes.
You can't say
And he's
it, and I
not
can't spell it.
And he's not American. I gave everybody a hint to what his last name is.
Smith.
His last name is Smith.
Yeah.
He's my double first cousin on my mama's side.
So something like that. He's also known as the modern father of capitalism. His name is Adam Smith.
Gotcha. Great one, B. Great one. Nice ones. Couple of
tonight.
nice ones. Yeah, twice tonight. You got me. Okay. So Byron 2. I'm gonna keep this up.
We can move this stuff up
To,
just a little bit so you.
And the rest of us, a big fat 0.
Well, you know, I can do
Hey, that's all right. You catch us every once in a while. Tennessee basketball. I like Tennessee in this tournament. I think that Dalton Connect kid is probably, to me, Gordon, the best player in the country by a far margin. The kid can rebound, he can shoot, he can assist. He's got great length, great height, and I tell you, but the only problem with Tennessee is they go as he goes. He busted off 40 on Mississippi State, and he busted off 40 on Mississippi State, and Mississippi State still beat him. So I question Tennessee as far as that goes, but they can shoot the 3, man. And if they get hot, man, there'll be a team to beat for sure in the tournament. Lucy Davis is watching. Hello, Lucy. How are you?
That's the MJ effect.
Yeah.
You don't put people around even a superstar. You're not.
And I think we'll both agree, and like I said, we'll move on. I think Caitlin Clark's the best player in women's basketball for sure.
Oh my gosh!
And I'll tell you, she's probably the best player in college basketball. Period.
But overall athlete, probably.
That girl can play.
Didn't she just break
Pistol Pete's record? She's got the all-time scoring record.
She's breaking all the records.
Yeah, she's breaking all the records.
And just to watch her interview, she seems, I don't know her personally, just
Yeah.
what I've seen in the interview, she seems to be very humble.
Yeah, she is. She is very humble. She
Very
gets a
much
little
a lady.
cocky on the court, but hey, when
That's
you're
when
draining threes like she is from the top of the
When you back
logo,
it- when you can back it up, I would
yeah,
be too.
I would be too. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's exactly right.
You look at MJ and you look at people like MJ and you look at people like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
Yep.
You want to face those people on the court
No, not at all.
because they'll flat tell you what they're going to do and how they're going to beat you, and then they're going to turn around and beat you. And if you say 3 cross words to them, they're going to look at you crossways, and then they're going to put 60 on you.
Absolutely, and
that's-
she can do it.
That's the way
Yeah.
the athletes with the right mindset do
Gordon,
that.
let me ask you something, and I know B's kept up with it a little bit, and Dave keeps up with it a little bit. I am more. This is going to sound crazy. I am more interested in watching the women's tournament than I am almost the men's tournament.
It's become very, very competitive.
It has.
It used to be the one, out of Connecticut.
Yeah.
Or somebody,
Yeah, UConn, yeah.
UConn, all that.
Tennessee. Yep.
That was
Yep.
kind of basically what you had,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
Nope.
All the schools have become competitive as the females have been allowed the same opportunities.
Yes.
They have really flourished and grown, and not only that, but they're starting to captive. It's like girls softball to me.
Right, it is. Yeah, I love
I'm not
women's-
much on watching baseball. To me, it's
Yeah.
if you're playing, it's great.
Right.
It's like golf. If
Right.
you're playing,
If
it's
you're playing,
great.
it's great.
If you're just watching,
Yep.
like
it's a
watching-
pitching game.
It's a pitch, right? But the women's softball game,
Women's softball, it is.
I can watch that too.
So it is
Yes.
fascinating to. And well, so is women's basketball.
Yeah.
They play at a total different level, per se, and just their talent level.
Well, if
they
you look
have,
at the teams that are in
skill
this
set.
tournament, Gordon, you got Juju Watkins that plays at USC. You got Angel Reese that plays at LSU. You've got the girl at Virginia Tech. I can't think of her name now. You got Caitlin Clark. You got that Becker's girl that plays at
But
UConn.
they
There is
play
great
a
players.
smarter game.
Yes.
They're more sharing. They're more.
They play more of a team game.
Yes, they more of a
And-
team game. Whereas a lot of
Yep.
time us guys, me included,
Yep.
we kind of get individualized sometimes.
Yes.
In our own goals, whereas the ladies play a much smarter offense, defense. When you see how
Yep.
they set it up, they go by it,
Yep.
and the coaching of these ladies, and they follow. It really shows.
Right. It does.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're exactly right. So, again, welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am David Rodgers, right along with the great Maharaja himself, the Byron Bagwell, our very own sheriff, the head law enforcement guy here in Bradford County. Here he is, Gordon Smith. Over here producing this show is the dancing destroyer himself, Super Dave Holland. No Austin Stevens tonight. Mitchell Gunner getting ready for his show on the Spot Motorsports page, which I'll talk about later. Got a lot of things to talk about. Glad Gordon came in because, Gordon, I've had a lot of people buzzing me up, man. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'll lead you in.
Ask away.
But first, we're going to take, Dave, can we take this commercial break?
Really quick before you go.
Okay, let me-
Really quick, because
Yeah.
I have the polls closed.
The polls close at 7, so they've closed 30 minutes. We should
Yeah,
know
and I was going to get into that, B. Yeah, and we'll talk about
I
that.
would
But it's
tell
a
everybody to
moot
go vote.
point, yeah. So, yeah, they've been closed for 30 minutes now.
Hey Tornado fans, this is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida at David Hurst Stadium, and thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
Welcome back to the show. David Rodgers, Byron Bagwell, Sheriff Gordon Smith, Dave Holland. That was Miracle Automotive and Towing. Don't pray for a miracle. Call Miracle. Hey, you can catch him right there if you're broke down, if you need an automotive repair, if you just need to talk to someone. Hey, I went in there and just wanted to talk to Kurt. Guess what he did? Come on to the office, Dave. Sit down. What do we got going on? So if you want a great towing service, automotive repair, and just somebody to talk to, that's a really good guy and a really good friend. Kurt Miracle's guy, ain't he, Gordon?
Oh man, he's a great individual, just personally. Knowing him, but know what kind of business person he is.
Yep.
Honest, always giving back to the community. This man, if he says it, you can believe it.
You can believe it. You're exactly
Yeah.
right. Lucy Davis,
whole
welcome
family.
in. Pam Whittle is on. I'm going to talk about your Bradford County Strawberry Festival coming up that we're going to be a part of as well. Judith Young is on. Eddie Sigmund's on. Byron Bagwell's on. Hello there, Eddie. What's going on? And Denny Ray Mullally is on, which is Roger Cruz's sister. She's on. Again, welcome into the show. Got a lot of things to talk about. And we'll start right here, Dave, with what?
Breaking news.
Breaking news? No way. Here it is right here. Breaking news right here in Bradford County at 7:34 p.m. Eastern Time, right here in beautiful Stark, Florida, Bradford County. I'm going to turn it over to the sheriff. Sheriff, I know there's some things that are going on in the county and in the city, but there's been some breaking news today. Can you fill everybody in what's going on?
Something going on?
Just a little bit.
No.
Yeah, just a...
I just left the city commission meeting where my lifelong friend, I got to admit, he's been a lifelong friend. Yeah. We grew up together. His mama raised 3 boys. My mama raised 4 boys. Chief Jeff Johnson tonight announced his retirement. That he'll be retiring officially May 1st.
Wow.
He loves his community. And let me explain something to you. He started with the city of Stark as a kid. 14, 15 under Cheryl Godwin and working, mowing, doing all those type things. And he's worked his entire adult life for the city of Stark. And he loves it. And he just said it was time after, careful thought and prayer that he wanted to, take that leap and retire. He's got a lot of things planned. I know he's got a new grandbaby. He's got 2 other. He's got a granddaughter. He's got a grandson. Him and Carrie stay, very involved in their church and the community. So a lot of that kind of stuff going on as it takes place. And he announced it tonight. And let me tell you, he's got a great future ahead of him. He's got plenty of plans for the future. He's always going to be my friend, and we've been dear friends our whole life. And it's hard when I hug his neck, and he just he thought about it, and we stay in contact. And he'll always be a part of the community and be involved.
And that is effective May 1st?
May 1st, when he turned in tonight.
May 1st. So officially, you heard it right here. Breaking news on the spot with David Rodgers, broken by Sheriff Gordon Smith. Jeff Johnson, police chief of Stark, Florida, is going to retire on May 1st, 2024. Do you know how many years he had in Gordon, by the way?
Him and I went to the police academy in 1987.
Whoa, really? Almost 30 years worth? Under 40 years
Almost
worth.
40 years. We this year, October, will be 30. I started my birthday in 1986 with Department of Corrections. Then myself, him, his brother Chuck Johnson, who works for the sheriff's office, Chuck Brannon, who's our state representative. We all went to the academy together. Back then, it was known as Lake City Community College.
Right.
Gateway College.
Yeah, Gateway College now. Yeah.
Telling our age, but we all went to the academy together. We've been in this job serving our community our entire adult lives. Have been doing what we do. He loves the community, and and he's looking to the future of what can he do next. And he said, hey, the decision's been made, and we work well together, and I'm sure we'll be interacting quite a bit with his future. So,
How old were you then?
Oh, I was young.
I know.
About 5. No.
He's been sheriff since he was 5.
No, I started my 19th birthday, October 7th of 1986.
That's
Started
crazy.
at Florida Department of Corrections, and then I did the crossover with them. Chief Johnson had to do the full academy. Myself and his brother Chuck, who works for me at the sheriff's office,
Chuck.
retired. We brought him back for the school system.
Yeah.
And still serving the school. He loves
Yes.
kids. The Johnson kids have always been involved in sports and kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, they've given away a ton of their time. Cody works full time with his one son, Cody, his oldest.
Cody was a heck of a baseball player at one time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Nick,
yeah.
Nickel Pickle, I call him Nickel.
Yep.
Nicholas, he's both boys have been great athletes, great parents. But Cody's a lieutenant with the Bradford County Fire Rescue. He's also a SWAT medic on the SWAT team, so they're quite involved. And Nickel's always involved in the community. Chief Johnson's always he's our pumpkin, and that's any of us that know him and grew up with him. He's our pumpkin, and it gives him a chance to get back to being the old pumpkin and doing those things he loves and some family time. But I wouldn't count him out for long.
Good. And again, that's breaking news right here. Jeff Johnson retiring on May the 1st as the City of Stark police chief. Now, Gordon, I was asked a question here. Are they going to refill the position or no? Is that something that's in the works? Talking about are they going to fill the position again?
No. They
No.
voted for
Okay.
tonight. I guess they're making a ballot to make it a ceremonious position. They voted tonight.
Okay.
So it'll be along those lines, and then it will be placed on the ballot for the citizens to decide.
if that's
Yes.
okay.
And I think they're looking at maybe the clerk. They're looking at several of the things.
Okay.
They're trying to figure it out what they're going to do next. So you got.
Right.
It's like anything. The only time they get to talk to each other is at a meeting.
Right.
So a lot of times it's kind of getting the feel of where everybody wants to go as what the next step will be in the process.
Good. Welcome, Drew Mullins. I'm sorry, Dave. Welcome, Drew Mullins in. Benny Jackson's watching. Shirley says, very different to hear Gordon. Vicky Newton. Johnny Watterson says, Miss Ann Ruth would be proud of Pumpkin. Absolutely. And Samantha Lynn's on watching. Welcome into On the Spot with David Rodgers, starting 7:39 local Eastern time here in the beautiful state of Florida. Daylight saving time's going on. Hey, got a lot of things happening, not only, Byron, in the world, in the U.S., but here in our county, and regional, and state. Gordon, what else can you tell us that's happened at the city commission meeting that you can fill us in on?
Repeat that again. I was answering.
Hey, working for the people. You're working for the people. You're working for the people. What can you fill? What else happened at the city commission meeting that we may not be aware of?
Basically tonight they went over some zoning issues and stuff. Things coming to the city.
Yep.
You know they're planning the future economic path, infrastructure, those type things, which is important to the commissioners. You got to have infrastructure if you want business to come.
Absolutely.
Apartment complexes, all those things. So that's what they're looking at doing, some rezoning, doing those issues. They were looking at some of the fire department issues. I guess 2 or 3 or something was looking at early retirement and making room for some of the others, the young guys to come up. So they're working through that. A lot of that has to do with the numbers. Retirement systems. So they're getting touching base on that and bringing back some more information. And doing what's in the best interest of some of the firemen that may want to retire early.
Right.
And making room for some of the young guys. I get that. It's very understandable. So they've got the city manager looking at doing that and bringing things forward. So.
Gordon, I've got to, while you're filling that in, Dwight Allen said, is Gordon using Just for Men? He has less gray than the host does. No, boy.
Dave just cuts the gray out most time, leaves the dark and starts growing out again.
Here goes the shenanigans, isn't it?
There you go.
Here goes the big time shenanigans right here.
So, Gordon, talking about infrastructure,
yes, sir.
we got a lot of stuff going on what?
We do.
227?
227, that's going to be the new, it's either raceway or racetrack. It's one of those race
things.
Race, whatever brand it is.
Yeah.
I get confused and then I forget. It's I believe it's Raceway maybe.
Yeah.
Is bringing one of those little small gas
Truck
station,
stops.
truck stop
Right,
kind of. That's where a lot of them are going to now. Kind of a full service, Wawa coming. That's a that's a go-to.
Wawa.
That's a go-to. That's a club. That's a membership.
Yeah.
So they can about place it anywhere they want to, just like with hotels. You used to have to be on the main drag. Now you don't have to. It's kind of like if you travel, when you try to go to a Cracker Barrel, you get lost.
Yeah.
You get off the interstate and it says off the next exit. Then you got to drive around and find it because they find the secondary properties because it's a go-to. Wawas are a go-to. Those racetrack. We're losing a bunch of revenue between Baldwin and Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
So what happens is a lot of the stations that were here are losing, but if they get back out here, you're looking at the north end, the 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, right.
Looking at that small truck where the Norman Produce property is there. So there's a lot of things going on in our community growth is coming.
Yeah. So did a tornado go through Walmart parking lot and take out the gas station?
Talking about Murphy USA.
Yeah, Murphy.
That was a big question for everybody. They're redoing.
Yeah.
They're doing it more like a little store instead of everything being outside when it's 100 degrees. When you reach up
Gonna
and
be a
grab
little
it,
walk inside.
little walk inside kind of things. Way it was explained to me,
wow.
and they change out the pumps for new systems and new. Everything's going to new
Very cool.
electronics and digital and those kind of things. So they're
And then
upgrading.
that restaurant across the street from there.
Zaxby's is coming.
Zaxby's.
Yeah. Now I heard, and Pam is on. Maybe she can correct me if I'm
Pam knows
wrong.
more than anybody.
Yeah. I do believe that they Publix pulled back. Is that what you're hearing?
I've not heard anything. Pam may
Okay,
could answer more.
Pam may be able to answer that a little more, and maybe she will answer that. But I heard that Publix pulled back. Hopefully, maybe they'll come back. But I heard they pulled back. Pam, if Pam's on, she'll definitely correct me on that if that's the case there. So, Anyway, Shirley says, I'm very unhappy that they are closing the road off South Cherry. That road is used all the time. What can you say about that, Gordon?
It is what it comes out, but I think because of it would actually create a hazard when you come off Cherry, that little side street, the way they got that intersection worked with the new overpass.
Right.
Now maybe y'all can help me.
Okay.
What does all that arrow and stuff mean by Walgreens?
Yeah.
Can y'all figure that out? Because I'm at a loss.
Yeah. Well,
I really am.
we didn't we talk about this last week?
Nobody's been able to give me, and I've made contact with the DOT guys, and nobody's given me a real. I know I'm slow. I get it, but I've never been able to understand what they're trying to tell me. Have you pulled up there yet?
What they're trying to tell you is they made something to make money.
Oh, it's insurance will.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Insurance, yeah.
Somebody's getting paid.
There's going to be an argument, a road rage, a fender bender.
Wow.
When it gets congested and busy, as we all know that it does, like today. I mean, I seen the red light back up. I seen a school bus on top of the overpass on the downward side in line waiting to get through the light. I mean,
Wow.
certain times of the day, that traffic gets really thick. Now, when they open that up and the people who are hitting the side streets try to come out there, and they're wanting to go left, and the other car wants to go right.
Yep.
It's going to be like the four-way stop.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody's going to be courteous.
Yeah.
And there's always that one person that's not.
Yeah. I mean,
Not me, of
Well,
course.
Mitchell Gunner was on the show last week, and we talked about this, and this was really a hard subject that has hit Mitchell really hard. And Mitchell has always been a proponent of traffic safety. We talked about the what do you call it, the four-wheelers and those type of things, riding on the highway, riding on the side of the highway, things like that.
Red lights for bad intersections.
Right.
Gordon,
Yeah.
what I think Mitchell doesn't understand this either is why they need to put a different light system in there where the lights are.
And that's what I was getting at something. Yeah.
To go right
At the same time.
at the same time.
Yeah.
One person goes in one lane, the other person goes in the other, and I understand that there are people going to try to mess with that, but at the same time,
Then you got people want to go left.
that's just poorly designed. That's all there is
I'm
to
not
it.
going to
Yeah.
argue that. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I
it
got
is.
the same fight.
It's poorly designed. And
It's coming.
I don't want to ask Donnie Bagwell what he thinks about that because he worked for the Department of Transportation for 36 years.
Yep.
And I know what he's going to say about that, but I probably can't repeat it on the show very many times.
Mitchell Gunner said, are they going to make the changes to the lights at 100 and 301? We was just
That's what we're talking about,
That's
yeah.
what we're talking about. We talked about last week. Eddie Sigmund said it's an accident waiting to happen. Absolutely.
happened.
It's there you go. It's already happened.
It's not, and
So-
thank goodness they're minor, but most of ours is going to come out of road rage when somebody's trying to make a left, they're trying to cut fast.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it gets backed up. When it's not busy, it's probably most people are going to be courteous and fine. It's on those
Right.
busy days
Yep.
when that one person's in a bigger hurry than anybody else.
Yep. And yeah.
Or they're pulling a camper trailer.
I've always said, you're in a hurry to get nowhere. Come on, man. Just I understand that we got to get point A to point B, and
But
and
David,
the
when
timing
I'm in
of
a
that.
hurry, everybody else is driving slow.
Correct. That's it. That's it right there. Well,
True, isn't it?
yes, it is.
What do you think about the roundabouts?
So, I'm moving on, man. I'm moving on, B.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, I mean, I've
Bertie.
said this multiple times. How do you expect people that don't understand the concept of stop to understand the concept of yield?
Look, they're brand new right now. Go over and look, see how many tire track marks are on the curbs already.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
yeah.
Now, if they put a statue to me in the middle, I mean, I'd go along with that roundabout.
Yeah.
I seen a perfect place.
Absolutely. 7:48 Eastern Time. You're on the spot with David Rodgers,
Metal poles
Byron
in there, let's see if we
Bagwell,
can do that.
Gordon Smith, and Dave Holland. Here I'm going through the comments here. Hey Matt, how you doing? How they're just coming in. How's everyone doing? We're doing good. We hope you're doing good as well. Lucy Davis says, "What's this world coming to?" Don't know. Shirley Bagwell says, that's a disaster waiting to happen. And we've all talked about this. We usually have breakfast together, all of us, me and the Bagwells and Shelley and all. And we talked about this. And what did we say? It is an accident waiting to happen. And what you just heard, the sheriff, it's already happened.
I feel sorry for this guy.
Yeah, me
I
too.
really do, because people don't have use sense anymore when they drive.
But here's what happens. It's no
They
different than
don't.
the suicide lanes. Who gets in there first?
Yeah.
The center lanes. And most
Mm-hmm.
times it'll be two of my friends that get in it, and it's What was their fault? It's their fault.
It's their fault.
And I'm trying to mediate, and it's like,
Yeah.
we're turning it in. We're not really blaming anybody at fault. It happened. Turn it in for your insurance. Let the insurance companies fight. It's a no-fault state.
Right.
I can
Yeah.
show you
Yeah.
a fault, and it doesn't matter. They can fight it out, and they'll say, no, you wasn't. And so it's a lot of times we try not to issue tickets if we don't have to.
Right.
We're not at the Florida Highway Patrol. We don't have to issue a ticket, so we try to mediate. It's bad enough that you're an offender bender, and God
Right.
knows what it costs you, and
Yeah.
it costs you down the road for years.
And Mitchell said, let me ask you this. And the money that they spend at 100 and 144th, he thinks is a waste.
I believe.
Yeah. Hey, you're not getting any argument from
that.
Gordon. He's not going to argue that point.
That should be. It's a mess.
Gordon, I can't comprehend it next to that school why there's not a stoplight there.
Yeah.
We've got letters, and I can give you the 2 letters we did. They were going to have one before school happened. They were going to have it up. Then the next thing we knew, we sent a letter, and they said, "Oh well, we can't really do an evaluation until school's open." Now they're giving a, they're doing a study. Now the school's open, but they're going to give us one of those things you pull up and it gives you the lights and flash. Say, hey, cars are about to pull out.
Yep.
When we're already doing 60. We put a camera up there within the first 24 hours.
Oh Lord!
With no traffic, the car run through the intersection and T-bone. In the evening, it's a bad intersection. Now they're actually doing a study. How long that takes? What does the study show?
Yep.
It's a mess. Go to 100. Go toward Keystone over the walking path, the rails to trails. Somebody matches that button. You got curves on both sides.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
You're better off with that one because somebody's going to trust that light and step out there.
You're
Or
right.
you got some truck going 65, 70 mile an hour, or car.
Well, I mean, the speed limit is 60.
Yeah.
I mean, it is literally 60.
And there's no pre-warning. It says, "Hey, look,
No.
prepare to stop ahead."
There are two signs that pre-warn you, but they're literally about 50 yards. 50
Yeah.
yards.
You're already out of the curve.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing back before it flashes. Hey, you may have to stop up ahead, and you're on a major highway.
That's to me is insane anyway. With the stoplights in the middle of a road like that for pedestrian crossing, it makes absolutely no
I
sense.
agree.
You save lives, you spend more money, you make a crosswalk on it. It's like a little overpass.
They do them all over the state.
Do them all over the state.
Sure do.
You save all of this. You save lives. You save this conversation. You save people from a lot of trauma, too, because I'm telling you, you hit somebody and kill them, you're never going to be the same again in your life.
No.
Whether you're right or not.
Whether you're right or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right.
But an walkway would be decorative now. They do them all over where they can
Yeah,
exercise.
absolutely. If you have a question for Gordon, please message us right here. Hey, I'm sure he'll answer everything that he can. We're right now discussing what happened at the city commissioners meeting tonight. Of course, if you're just now tuning in, Chief Jeff Johnson is going to retire on May the 1st, 2024. And then we got into the roads and the road situation here in Stark at many intersections and roadways. Johnny Waterson says DOT should always consult with the locals for input.
They use their engineers, and trust me, they're very educated, know what they're talking about. If you're not out there seeing it every day to what goes on in your local area, the driving patterns are different. If you live in an elderly community, the driving pattern is going to be one way. If you live in a younger community, drive pattern.
Yep.
It's always, and we deal with traffic complaints every day. You can talk about traffic speeding in your area, your neighborhood.
Yep.
But when we go out there, 9 out of 10 we stop are going to be people from that neighborhood.
Oh, for sure.
That's where you feel most comfortable.
Yeah.
That's the reason most accidents occur within 10 miles of your home. Because that's where you feel the most comfortable. And where the most, you're traveling, you're looking, you're paying attention to signs and those type of things. We get, How many times you drive by and say, was that yellow light flashing?
Yeah.
School zones will go, dang, was that light flashing? Catch myself.
Sure.
Because we're so used to it, you don't know. You don't pay attention. It's just psychological.
It's psychological. You're right.
If you're not going to put a light there, there is an alternative to that other than putting all that flashing stuff and doing all of that stuff too. Extend the school zone out to where it starts, by the railroad tracks for that school, and then back probably closer to Forsyth Road.
Makes more sense.
That makes a lot of sense, and I'll tell you who does that already, and that's Lake City does that. Right now, Byron works. He's worked over in Lake City. There's a couple of schools and a couple of schools on 90 and on Baya. The one at Baya, Byron, starts a lot. Yeah, it's a long one. It starts way back because I see that flashing light, and I'm talking. I see that flashing light for an eighth of a mile or more, and then you slow, and then it extends. Yeah, even on the backside, it extends out. Yeah.
Look, you know what? You're not talking about dealing with everyday traffic and everyday people. You're talking about a bunch of kids running around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is no knock on anybody's kids. Kids don't think about what they're doing when they're standing on the side of the road. They're amongst a group of friends, and the next thing you know, the tennis ball rolls out in the road. Somebody grabs a book bag and throws it out in the middle of the road, like boys do when they're young.
Yeah.
The kid goes running out to get his stuff, and he's hit.
Interesting study. You don't get more adults run over than we do kids?
Oh, I imagine.
I imagine. I was going to say. I bet. I wouldn't disagree with that
why?
at all.
That right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Pull up any university town. How many? And I'm guilty, y'all.
No, me too.
You raise your hand if you're not guilty. But
yeah,
when we pay attention to that, we're not paying attention to what goes on around us. Somebody's called your name 3 times, or you turn to step off before you think about it.
Boom.
So we got to be mindful.
It don't take but a second.
A split second.
Most of our T-bone crashes, if you talk to not the party at fault that pulls out in front of you, but if you talk to the person that hit them, a lot of times they say, well, they pulled up and stopped. You know what they do? They look down at their phone for a minute, or they look at the GPS on their car, they're changing the station. Yeah. That split second, they don't see that when they first glance. Then they go down to do this and go to drive off. We found that in a lot of our accidents when you talk to the person, they'll say, well, they were stopped, and all of a sudden they just pulled out.
So before I started this job here, I used to work with FedEx, and Byron can tell, he drives for a living.
My God.
He drives for a living.
The things I see.
I used to deliver one day a week. My route was the University of Florida.
Oh, goodness.
I'm driving that FedEx Sprinter van or the bigger truck, and I'm watching because you know what these kids are doing? They don't care where they cross the road. They're on their phone doing this, looking straight down at their phone. They don't care that a FedEx truck's here or a Big Mac truck's over here. They're all texting, and not a single one of them is looking at anywhere they're going. Do you know why? Because they don't care. They are, what'd you say? They are distracted by their phone. They don't care. If you hit them, probably nothing. I mean, I'm sure they're going to say, well, you should have been watching what you're doing. I'm sure when the you have police come there, well, you're the one that should have been watching what you're doing. Well, why did he or she cross out of the crosswalk? Doesn't matter. There's 28,000 students walking across the street at any one time.
Every time the bell rings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, every time that the bell rings, that's exactly right.
I was at a drive-through, and I'm sitting there, and this car in front of me, the car in front of them went on. That car sat there, and sat there, and sat there. And no sooner I blew my horn, another car blew their horn, and she finally moved up almost 2 car lengths. Get off the phone!
Road rage.
Road rage. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got to see this sometimes. When people get road rage, sometimes they're justified with it.
Sure they are.
Because I mean, you can't act on it. You get road rage because somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing on the road. It's like, Gordon, I've never thought about calling the sheriff's office or the anywhere, the highway patrolman or anywhere, and really seriously considered doing it about how other people drive. But there is a stretch of 26 that I really wish Bradford County extended to, and that's from about 219A through Earlton.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish it did, because I sit there and tell Gordon, I can give you the license plates of both of these. I can tell you what time they're going to be there every day, and when you watch what these two people do, and one of them was a Mercedes Benz, so
that couldn't have been me.
No, yeah, it wasn't me either.
And the other one was a sports car. I don't even remember what type of sports car it was. But these two every day, it wouldn't matter. how fast you were going, once you were caught behind, they were going to pass you anywhere on that road in between 219A and Earlton. I saw them pass people in a turn lanes at 219A, in that turn lane at Earlton, at that caution light, so many times, both of them. Just zoom, right on by.
I'm telling you, traffic's an issue, and it always has been. And it's a different. We grew up in a different world where you had this courtesy, demeanor when trucks passed you, flashed your lights.
Oh yeah.
Remember, they don't have to get your learner's permit and all. You don't have to go drive a car.
No.
Don't say you're taking your test online. You don't have the driver's ed in schools like you used to. At a four-way stop. Look to your right. Look, the
practice parallel parking for the 2 or 3 weeks before you go take it.
Yeah. Turn around on a single lane road, 3-point turn.
3-point turns.
Yeah.
But it's different, y'all. I'm not saying they're worse. I'm not. Cars are smarter. Most of them never see the motor in their car. It's a different world than what we had to grow up in. We had to work on everything we drove.
Absolutely, we did. Yeah, and we could back then
but
work on everything that we
smart
drove.
Cars. I mean, they're smart.
Yeah.
Technology's taking it. It's a different world. I'm not saying that the kids are worse. Just some of the rules have changed what we were used to. In commonplace, when you pull up the four-way stop, first to the right first, go around. They're taking it online. They're smarter than we were.
Yeah.
I truly believe kids are smart.
How many times would you guys, all you guys, and you've done this, and I'm sure our viewing audience has done this, you're talking about courtesies. Pull up to a four-way stop. I know me, and I know we're all nice guys here. How many times have you did this, Gordon? Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
Every day.
Come on. You do it every day. You do it.
Yeah,
you still do it.
Habit.
It's courtesy. It's habit. It's courtesy. Hey man, you go ahead. And then the other lady or gentleman's going, no, you go. You were there. You know what I mean? There's
I was in California not too long. My son and wife give me a fit because people pull up. We was going out to Yosemite, and you get on the narrow road. And when I pull up, I see somebody, I just wave. It's habit.
It's habit. Yeah.
No, I don't. But hey, it's just common courtesy. You wave. You make eye contact. You wave. I mean, like. You don't know them. Well, you're right, but it's habit.
Yeah.
Look, that's the everybody's my neighbor mentality.
Sure it is.
And there's a lot of people that still have it. I mean, and it's a good thing to have because
it is, y'all. We still live in a great. We live in a great community. We live in a great place of the state. We're growing.
Yep.
Average about 1% of the growth rate per year right now. And that's a lot. People don't realize 1% a year is a lot.
Oh, for sure it is.
So it is coming.
Keep it going.
But we want to have and I truly think the city of Stark is trying to look at infrastructure and trying to bring some of those things we all complain we don't have.
Right.
Right next, you got the G's Barbecue coming right there next to the courthouse. Bought the old Pizza Hut, so that's a new business. I like to support our locals. Competition is good.
Sure it is.
I love the Downtown Grill. It's my go-to restaurant, but I still share Tony and Al's. Once a week, we go through there because, man, my wife loves it. You got to have it. They got to have that garlic.
Yeah.
It's a ritual for me, Byron, and Cliff.
Unbelievable.
Their pizza is.
And my grandkids love it. And they make special stuff. I can go down the list. I'm not a chain, to go to Fun Point. Their salad bar now. It's kind of like the old steakhouse. We love to go in there and get the salad bar. But there's plenty of things here local that I have to drive somewhere else to eat.
Right.
It's nice to have a flavor that we've been missing for several years now. When the steakhouse closed down, it broke my heart.
Sure it did.
Cowboys here was good. we had a
Best
lot of good
chicken in
things
dadgum Bradford County. I'm telling you, the steer.
Yeah, what's the
steer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, you're saying Granny's now?
No, I know the best chicken in Bradford County when all that stuff was going on with the Western Steer happened right up there at the Shell Station at the corner of 301.
Oh, okay, I can give you that, but I still think the steer was better.
Oh yeah, Granny's. If I have somebody comes from out of town, we got to go to Granny's.
Go to Granny's.
It's that old flavored. It's that chicken gizzards. But it
drives me nuts that they started closing at 2.
It's hard to get there, ain't it? You have to go there early. Again, welcome in. Go ahead, Dave.
So the Huddle House.
Look like it's back open. Going to be back open for business. You got Gene Tanner bringing a restaurant right there across from Winn-Dixie. Mean Gene's going to have something there. Y'all, we've got a lot of flavor coming. Not only that, businesses with the government surplus building there on South 301. That's going to be a major business. You've got.
They're busy.
If they get the infrastructure on, we may have a nice subdivision that our correctional people and all that will be able to afford and live. there's a lot of positive things coming, and that comes from cooperation with the city and county working together, trying to bring some of this, spending the dollars to try to bring some of this to our community. We want smart growth. We want controlled growth. We don't want, we just don't want something to have something.
Right.
In regards to it. So I think, those are things that bring taxes and revenues to our county, but it also gives us, without being too big, we can still have some of what everybody else has got.
Right.
The TJ Maxx's and some of the shopping and those kind of things.
Five Below, those kind of things.
Again, welcome down on the spot with David Rodgers, 8:04 Eastern Time, David, right here in beautiful Stark, Florida. I got the sheriff. Sheriff Gordon Smith is with us. The great Maharaja, the Byron Bagwell's here. The dancing destroyer himself, Dave Holland. I'm David Rodgers, your host. Thank you for tuning in with us. We still got a little bit more to go. Austin Stevens, not here, but I'm going to give his weather report. Yes, I am going to read all your comments, and we'll discuss them as we go. Look, let's see where I left off. Dwight Allen says, making it like the Murphys. You were talking about that raceway race thing, like the Murphys and McClenny. Randy Brooks is watching. Mitchell Gunner. Are they going to make changes to the lights at 10301? We talked about that. It's an accident waiting to happen. Absolutely.
It is.
Shirley says, I'm at a loss too. No reason to do that. Matt Peterson, welcome in. Mitchell Gunner said a bad accident is waiting to happen. But you heard the sheriff already said there's already an accident that's happened there. Do you know how many, Gordon, right now at this point?
I just know the one because I drove up on it.
Right. Okay. No, there you go. He was going to Downtown Grill. Drew Mullen says minimum 6-second green, 17-second max on the light next to Walgreens.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, how you doing, Matt? Glad to see you. I know we got to talk about some things. Let's see. And the money is spent on throwing one. Yep. DOTs, you agreed. Okay. David Roden, Jimmy Smith. Do you know Jimmy Smith?
Baby boy.
Baby boy. Hey, that was Mama's boy, wasn't
That
it?
was Mama's baby boy.
Yes, it was.
Don't pick on Jimmy.
Don't pick on Jimmy. That should have been into consideration when they built a new school where they did. You were talking about.
They were. There was plans before the school got there. They was told we were going to have it. Then we weren't going to have it. They wanted to wait till the school was up. Their studies didn't show it, so they wanted to have a true study. I understand it. I understand they're doing that study now.
Right.
Nothing moves fast.
No.
Not with any government. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to pick on any one certain agency, but that's the thing, and it takes the dollars come out of different years, and if they do get it approved, and a red light's just not throwing up 2 telephone poles in a crossing.
No.
That's a major undertaking.
Yeah. I'm glad that you said that and explained that. People think, it's just so easy. Like you said, put up a couple of poles, put up some. Man, no, it ain't
Not
that
anymore.
easy.
Then you got the power.
Yes.
You got to get power sources.
Sources.
Then remember, the county has to pay for that.
Yep.
Once they put it up,
ain't there memory banks and those things and things like that? There's all kinds of stuff in there.
And then they have to actually take some of the asphalt out of not necessarily, but generally they have to take asphalt out of the road to put the actual sensors in for where people. There's a lot that goes into it.
And remember, asphalt, when you're coming to a stop all the time, will cause shoving. Have you seen it wear out?
Yep, wear out.
They have to reconstruct some of that because when you're stopping it all the time, you're pushing, you're shoving. If you ever notice on highways that have the turnaround spot, it's different.
Yep.
It drops down, water.
Yep.
And you can't have water sitting. So there's a lot that goes into a red light anymore. It's not just
right there in front of Walmart. I mean, that road right there will guide you through it if you get in that low spot.
It's
right.
That's called shoving.
Yeah.
They're doing some on the overpass right now. Talking with Duval Asphalt because they had some slipping. What the asphalt was going up to, so you can make it smooth, was doing what they call slipping. I said, they go back and redo all that. That's what caused some of the delays.
Eddie Sigmund.
Market Road.
Yeah.
Got a bad spot in there.
It does.
Eddie Sigmund. Somebody asked me that same question. I was going to ask Gordon. So here we go, and we may have to go to another source. Eddie says, how do we get someone involved to fix the Highway 225 from 16 to 301?
From 16 to 301, that would be, let me see, I'm 225, State Road 16.
Would that be Ricky?
301.
Thompson?
That's actually Commissioner Thompson's.
Thompson's, yeah. So
Thompson's
Thompson's,
district.
yeah. So
Get there. There's money. They put it. You got to realize that they don't just come up with a road.
Because that's over there by my house.
Yeah, most of these commissioners, they have the 5-year plan, 10-year plan.
Yep.
As monies come in, what they call scrap and small county, whatever the abbreviations stand for, and they get allotted so much money, and then our gas tax, the gas tax you pay,
Yep.
they know how much money they come in. So each commissioner usually picks, hey, and sometimes commissioners work together to get, like,
Right.
different stretches of road done, and then you got
Especially if they're brought up, right? Especially if they're close together.
to meet specs. It's it's close to $1 million a mile.
Wow.
Wow.
Most people don't understand it's
Really?
we have the extra gas tax now, and they've been doing a little more paving, trying to get some roads that weren't paved. And then like I have like Commissioner Daugherty, I throwed him out there. He said we need to start looking at some of these other roads, getting them redone before it costs us more money. You can wait too long, and then you can't just resurface. You
Right.
lose all your base. So now
you got to redo
now
the
it costs you more money per mile. And the county does have its own paving machine now. They've done the road across from Walmart going into Deer Village. They're going out to the gun and Graham, getting some smaller roads done, getting practice. So they're doing a lot of the smaller roads.
They did orange.
Getting more dollar, getting more miles out of the dollar.
Yeah, they did that Orange Avenue too, didn't they?
Yes.
What he's basically talking about is when they pave roads with asphalt, they start with lime rock
Yes.
most of the time as a base. But lime rock, through time, compacts. It compacts down. And when it starts to lose that compaction, they have to come back in, take everything up, and redo it. Don't know if that's completely the technical term. I've listened to my father talk about how they do this a lot.
And he would know.
And the different grades of asphalt and the different types of materials that go into asphalt and everything that goes into building those roads, and just I would not believe what goes into building a road, let alone something like a bridge and the rebar that goes into concrete. You gotta see something amazing if you ever get a chance. You probably find videos on YouTube. They test the tensile strength. In other words, how strong that rebar is by taking this huge machine, clamping one part of it at the top, or not the top, but on one part of it, and one part a little bit lower. And that machine has hydraulic arms that slowly stretch that steel until it breaks. And it's just a really unbelievable thing to see. It is like a gunshot going off.
That machine
in that
is
building.
called a gripper.
It's called a gripper.
A gripper. Yep.
It's been a long time since I've seen that. I was in
That used to
high
be my
school.
circus act.
I just mean, Lisa Moody Tomlinson, welcome in. God. You're auditioning right now, by the way. He's auditioning right now, by the way.
You
Yeah,
can leave him down.
he's auditioning right now. Mitchell Gunner, I'm in trouble. Sheriff said, yeah, okay, I got you, Dave, now. Mitchell Gunner said, if elected school board for District 4, did you know that Mitchell was running? He made an announcement on the show.
No, I didn't know.
Yep, so he's running for a school board for District 4, which I believe Osteen's got that particular position right now. I will hold the Florida Department, this is him, say it. I will hold the Florida Department of Transportation responsible if a child is killed or injured going or leaving school at State Road 100 and 144th Street. They should, and he says should, have installed a traffic light.
Oh, there without a doubt, and that's why I put it in writing, because you realize down the road when everybody goes to pointing fingers, I just learned in dealing with any agency, it's best to have things in writing. So we've got it, so they can't say they didn't know.
Put it in writing. Have to have a record of it.
If you don't, it's
Don't want to hear it unless you go put it in writing.
That's it. Jennifer Dodge, hey, welcome in.
Hey,
Lucy
Jennifer.
Davis says, I deal with State Road 21 every morning, speeding, passing, no passing zone. These people are crazy. Yes, they are. Hey, the other day,
It's bad going 21 from Keystone Heights to 16 the other way too.
so me and Byron and his mom and dad, we went out for Shirley's birthday at Blue Water Bay the last Wednesday, right? I was coming home.
That way I was just talking about.
Yeah, well, let me tell you what happened to me. I didn't tell you. That freaked Shelley out. Somebody passed me on that stupid curve doing 78 miles an hour because I know what I was
Which one's
doing.
the ones right before Toad
Yes,
Road?
yeah.
The S curve.
Yeah, the S curve. Passed me
Pass
doing
curve.
78 miles an hour. I know, or more. Passed me right there on the way home at night.
Sure.
What time? It was 9 o'clock or so after we left, wasn't it? It was at least that.
Dark.
And he just Gordon, he came around me like I was sitting still, and I know what I was doing. Maybe I was doing a little much, but I mean that wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? And he passed me like I was sitting
It's
still.
a traveling public. We lose so many people every year, you know, to our vehicles. You know,
Yeah.
Lives are lost that shouldn't have been lost.
Look.
lost dear friends, family.
Yeah.
You've got two choices on those curves. You've got the woods on one side and a gigantic 8-foot fence, and the woods on the other side.
Yep.
Those are the choices.
Yeah.
If that person goes off the road that fast,
Yeah.
the chances of you living through that are not very good.
And plus, we're probably going to have to go deep into the woods over there to find you. Because that car is not going to be just on the edge of the road, right, Gordon?
No.
That thing's going to be
Airborne.
Yeah, airborne somewhere in
Airborne.
those woods.
227 is a scary road too.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, well,
And there's a lot of deer that run across that road.
That's what scares me too.
well, you know,
That's gonna happen,
there's
that's
some secrets to staying to keeping deer off of.
Yeah.
If you're driving, you don't slow down. You don't
No.
turn your headlights on them. You don't
No.
do any of that. You just drive like you are. The sound, they're used to hearing that sound.
Yes.
And any modification in it makes them
Jumpy.
Jumpy. Yeah.
And when they become jumpy, that's normally when they split. So don't slow down. I mean, there are devices you can put on your car that will make them go away before you even get there too. By the way,
That sound.
Sylvia Underhill's watching. Cindy Lane's watching. Dwight, yes, I've seen. Dwight said I almost seen a woman get T-boned by pulling out in front of a car at 100 in Griffiths Loop. Absolutely.
That's one of the worst intersections.
Mitchell Gunner, let's see if you agree. And I'm not, no pun intended. I don't want to put you on the spot right here. Mitchell Gunner says
Never.
FDOT has no leadership.
What happens is each district is ran differently. They got independence.
See, yeah.
So what one district's doing is not necessarily what the next district's doing. And when you're legislators, and we use but Senator Bradley's helped us in many ways. Chuck Brannon, our state representative, Bobby Payne prior to that, when they can't get anything done because there's such a bureaucracy and an unelected head, and each district is ran different, independent with their supervisor they have for each district. It makes it tough because what you can do in our district, you may not can do in another district. And what they
Right.
put up here, they use something. I'll give you a prime example: our bypass.
Yep.
Very complicated because the city has to. I mean, the county has to pay that.
Right.
It's halogen lights on one end for all the
Yep.
traffic stuff. They got them up and running. It's LED and a different style red light at the south end.
Yep.
We couldn't get it open on opening day. Actually, I had to call Jason Dodds. who
I remember that.
was
Yes.
the county road supervisor. Had to go down there and show them how to get that going because he's certified in that because
Right.
it was two different systems. Now, same road, but two
Same.
different contracts.
Right. I got you. There you go.
it's amazing to me that certain DOTs can get it done, certain DOTs can't. They can't.
Sam Allstock's watching. Donnie Wiggs is watching. Dwight Allen says I-10 is falling apart too. Yeah, yes it is.
Have they ever stopped working on that road?
No,
Not
man.
since I've
I
been a
tell
kid.
you what, they are still working on that off ramp at Baldwin.
Yeah.
Are they ever going to finish that? I don't know what's going on there.
They have been working on I-10 and 95 going into Jacksonville.
Into Jacksonville.
Literally since I was going to the University of North Florida.
Are you kidding me?
Literally.
Well, that was only 2 years ago, right?
No, don't.
Okay.
Please.
I got you.
No,
It's been a few.
It's been a few.
I was 25. I'm 51 now. That's 26 years. They're never going to finish it.
You go left,
You
you
know I
go
was
right.
joking with you, right?
No.
Yeah, I got
You
you.
go south to go north and go, north to go south.
Yeah, you just. I thought I was going to get choked.
I promise you I wasn't. Yeah.
So I was cutting a joke with you, but I knew you were being serious.
I appreciate it, David. I really do. I wish I could go back to that age.
No, I hear you.
Well, at least to know what I know now.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm only turning 31 in April. So I don't know where you're going. Are you 29? If I'm 31?
No. If you're 31, that makes me 21, and I do.
Oh, not 21.
I do not.
I hear you.
21.
I hear you.
No.
Johnny Watterson,
Not now.
is there or could there be
I would be in Nebraska.
a 3-second delay between light changes to reduce unnecessary collisions?
Yellow don't mean prepare to stop. It means speed up. To most people.
To most people.
To most people, it You know, and they've tried it. There's traffic studies of how much length of time you should have between the yellow and the red, because and it's all set on the speed, the set speed.
Yep.
So they have to have this certain amount of timing in regards to it. I don't know what the future holds. I mean, technology's bringing it pretty soon. I mean, you got the government right now trying to install in all new cars.
Yep.
Where you're not going to be able to pursue from. I'll just be able to hit a button and shut you off.
Right. Yep.
That's the big.
That's the big thing. Yep.
Not
That's
sure,
the big
not
thing.
Sure, not sure that I agree in that. Freedom, but here's my thing. If we know what the speed limits are, why do we allow cars to drive 120 mile an hour?
How far do you push it, Gordon?
That's what I'm saying. Where does it stop?
Where does it stop?
I mean,
Where does it stop? So that's the freedom. It's like saying a gun kills. It ain't the gun killing anybody. It's the
No,
person.
it's person.
It's
Yep.
like the car. It's the speed. We know speed's the number one denominator in deaths and traffic fatalities. There's a lot of factors that go into it. We always want to point and blame somebody else when I can't change people's behavior. Lawdy's been writing tickets since before I was born. Okay? And you can put strict traffic enforcement in an area. But the minute you leave, what are they doing?
Yeah.
And if everybody...
There's no there's no precedent, so they figure they can do whatever they want to do.
Lawdy's been picked on for years, saying they're a speed trap. Well, whatever they're doing is not working because people are still speeding through it every day.
Yep.
It's hard to change the behavior of the person
Yep.
behind the wheel.
Yep.
It's the person behind the wheel that's responsible. And I can put a speed limit up. And people say, well, Sheriff, should we not lower the speed limit on my road? People are speeding. Well, if you think I lowered it, it's going to keep them from speeding.
Yep.
It doesn't. That's not reality. People, it's the behavior. And how do you change behavior? Some people have had plenty of tickets that hadn't changed their driving method.
Right.
And how come people with suspended driver's license get caught?
Right. That's
Because
it.
of their driving.
Then,
They already
yep.
got their license suspended, and they go driving again and wonder, how'd you catch me? Well, you ever thought because you already had your license suspended, it might be your
Right.
driving behavior?
Right. Or not keeping up with your car. Hey, if the blinker don't work, generally, especially at night, if that blinker ain't working or one of them tail lights or headlights are out, I assure you that you're probably, especially, and I know probably you're too, probably going to get pulled over and said, hey man, you know, you may want to, and then all of a sudden we start running your record and your license. Well, guess what? Like Gordon said, suspended license.
It is.
Oh, you got a warrant for your
But
arrest.
when y'all
When
got-
do you know there's
wait
a
minute.
warrant for your arrest?
Dave, when you go outside at night, when you crank your car up, do you get out and walk around it?
Do I get?
no.
That's the problem. I mean, I've been guilty. I stopped a person before getting on to him about speeding. And was, deputy, you got a headlight out.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've
know,
been
it's
stopped 2
hard
or
to-
3 times here
that's
because I
embarrassing.
didn't realize my light was out. I did, and my tail light was out a couple of times.
We're all guilty. We jump in and we drive.
Yeah, we jump in and we drive. The deputy that pulled me over, Mr. Rodgers, could you please take care of that? You know what I'm saying?
From time to time, I'll be in the plaza and I'll point the car toward the window.
I still do
And
that.
back it up.
That's the old school.
That's old school, yeah. Well,
I use my garage door. You pull up and click your lights, make sure it is. Look behind me, you know.
back of another car or something.
But how did we
Yeah.
get a chance to do that? Now it's been getting dark early until recently.
Yeah.
It was easier to do. Now it don't get dark till later. Y'all, there's so much technology in a car.
You got to think about it too. You know,
Oh, yeah.
people just don't really think about it.
I love you.
Hey,
too.
let me-
You're
I wanna-
talking about another subject that
Yeah.
I just absolutely can't stand because the smarter you make the car, the dumber you make the driver. That's
Yeah.
really what
That's creating
Yeah.
most of the accidents.
Yeah, that's number one. That's number one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really honestly believe that the smarter you make the car,
Yep.
the dumber you are going to make these drivers.
Do you know why? Because you back off your senses. You're letting that car think it's doing everything for you. And guess what? Electronics fail every once in a while. And if you think that car is going to do everything for you, yes, these cars are made with what are they, the automatic turn signals. If somebody's coming at that beep, 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 beep on the mirrors and all that all these safety features. But hey, can you rely on those safety features all the time? No. You're driving that car. You've got to know at times when and if those things ain't working, you bet. And if you think they are and you're not paying attention, you're probably going to
Well,
get,
here's
like
the
you said,
problem.
an accident or
We always say
pulled
put it
over or
down,
whatever.
put it down, put it down. But what we do, we put it into a docking station.
Yep, I was gonna say, sure.
What happens to that? It all goes right to your dash.
Sure it does.
So now we're doing this,
Yep.
which was just as bad as doing this.
Yep.
And it's got so much technology, as you're saying,
Yep.
it's done, and we're entertained with all this. Remember back in our days, you couldn't have anything that showed TV,
No.
anything in front
No.
of you.
Nope.
Now
Nope.
they can watch a movie going down the road. The car can
Yep.
drive itself.
Yep.
My car tell me when I'm in and out the lanes. I
Sure, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's got that lane assist.
All
Yep.
of this has become a distraction.
Yep.
Number one calls for deputies in crashes. Every call they go to's got one of these.
Yep.
Shows me where every deputy, every fire truck's at, real time. You know, they get a call.
You gotta have
they
it,
hit
though.
a button. They got to have it. They hit that button. It'll tell you how to get to
Sure.
that address.
Sure.
So what are they doing as they're getting there quickly?
Watching the
Yeah, they're
GPS.
watching the GPS.
Because we're all guilty of it, y'all.
And these deputies doing back and forth. But hey, what'd you say? I think you or Byron said it. It just takes a split second. Just one split second for somebody to run out in front of you, a deer or anything, and then everything is all for naught right there.
Every single piece of technology that does that warning, the everything like that is off in my vehicle, with the exception of the backing lights and the
Yep, and
forward
the-
crash systems.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, because I can't turn them off and have my vehicle function,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm actually thinking about taking gray paint, which is the color of my truck, and painting over the front ones, because I am just about through with looking at something that's 2 car lengths in front of me, and I'm slowing down to stop, especially stuff like the posts they put in parking lots to keep people from driving through stores. And I get not even into the parking space, and the thing starts beeping at me, telling me there's something in front of me to stop. And I'm like, how can you not possibly not see a post?
Well, there you go, and that's exactly right. I'm gonna get on to some comments here. Darlene Norman Shockley's watching. You know her, Byron? Mitchell says, I want to thank Jason Dodge for talking FDOT to installing lights at the bypass ramps. Absolutely. Yep. What was the death investigation last night? Donnie Wiggs says.
That was on my call. It was a person that was hospice.
Okay.
Was one of our death investigations that we had last night.
Okay.
Those are pretty routine. People are in hospice, come home.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that. Our big one we had was last week in Lawdy. Unfortunately, so keep the community in prayer. It's really shocked our community. Touched a lot of people.
While we're right there, I know some people ask me, I know it's probably an ongoing investigation, things like that. Is there anything that you can add to this about sort of what happened? And
basically, just preliminary, we got called to a 911 hang-up. A brave 11-year-old female really did well. The deputy gets there really not knowing what's going on. She handled it. Keisha is a phenomenal deputy. She got there. She was dealing with what she had. And all of a sudden, she's trying to render first aid because he's got a cut and doing all those type things. And he's saying some things. We go back and review. We get to see it. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Sure.
You armchair quarterbacking, but she did real well in handling it, getting it calm. And then when she realized what was actually taking place, you could see the change. Supervisors get there, they take him into custody. He wasn't combative at that point. We had to take him to the hospital, render first aid to him. It's tragic, mother and 2 daughters. It shocked the community. I've known him. I've known the whole family.
I've known him. I used to work with him. I used to work with him out of
I'll be
CNC.
honest with you. I used to tease him about being my black Jack Sparrow because he always wore that.
Sure.
That. He was just a likable guy. He was like a big teddy bear. Be a big old boy. He was always polite. He was always courteous, well liked. I just domestic violence is serious, y'all. If you
Yes,
know
it is.
somebody in that situation, get the hell out of it. Help your friend. If it's you, get out of it. There's no need when you can walk away. I know it's hard, and it's easy for me to second guess. And there's people caught in situations where I'll say, why don't they just leave? It's not that easy, so I want to be fair.
Right.
It's not that easy because it changes your whole world.
Yes, it
Now,
does.
some people keep hoping that it will change, and it never does. Or sometimes it gets worse.
Yeah.
Are there situations where it happened and they live well? Yes. But that's a rarity. That's the exception, not the rule. Safety has to come first.
Oh yeah,
The safety of you, safety of your children, safety. It's sad, and when you change that and you take people out of that relationship financially, there's a lot of things that go into play. Families and friends and mixed families, because their family is your friend. It creates. You're changing your whole world, and it's easy for us to say just do it. It's not that simplistic. So it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of prayer. It takes a lot of support from your friends and family members. And if you don't have those, there are support systems out there. You call us. we've got places and we got support systems that can be there to assist you. Don't
Takes
if
a
you
lot of-
can. We're there, but it's a tough decision to make.
Takes a lot of strength in yourself to
Amen.
even make yourself.
It is. It's seriously.
that.
It shocked our community, y'all. And that's
Yeah, it
something-
did. It shocked me, man.
Shocked the investigators, shocked
Sure.
their family. And there's a lot of people that it connected. It's a large.
This is a large family,
The
that we're
service
talking
will
about.
be this Saturday at 3:30. Will be held right across the road here at the conference center.
Okay.
In regards to it, if you can reach out and help the family, there's ways of doing that. I don't have them right with
Right.
me. Contact us. We'll get you in the right way if you want to donate. I know our church at First Baptist is doing something. I think there's a GoFundMe. Our victim advocates reached out to victims of crime, and they're helping in some ways. But it's a tragic loss.
Me and Byron talked a bit about this a little bit last week. So did you, about that poor young 11-year-old young lady. That please keep her in your prayers. I know Gordon and them and everybody's reaching out to try to get this young lady help. This is something that this young lady will never ever forget.
No, and
Gordon
services are in place and being provided, and she's got a lot of love and support from immediate other family members. So that's the main thing. That was our concern at that point, and doing that, and the services have to come afterwards.
Yeah.
Mental health counseling, those
Sure.
type things, and that's what we want to make sure of. To try to give her the best, but she has some people that's really reached out to all. And
The
it's
community's
nice.
going to step up. What you
The
were talking
community
about,
has done-
the
you can say
community's
what you
going to
want
step
to.
up and get
Community
this young lady
and-
and their family the help
Yes.
that they need.
Yes.
We talked about that last week. Did you hear about this happened in Mayo too? Did you hear about
Yes.
that? Did you hear about
Sheriff
that?
Sheriff Lamb and I, they three were deceased.
Same.
One was attacked with a machete.
Machete.
So we had a fourth
Yep.
person, but
A few
rural,
days
rural
after.
communities. Yeah, because I called him, he called me. We talked. Us sheriff's in the area call. Domestic violence, y'all, it's
Same thing.
something that needs to be addressed more than what we do.
In Mayo happened last Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah, this past Wednesday.
And normally when that snaps in a person, it's not like somebody just regularly snapping and going off on somebody. Normally that's a buildup of a situation that's been going on for a long time. And neither person for a long time has had the sense to get out of it, because when you start talking about somebody's emotions like love, and then you start adding the fact that maybe they have kids together, there are a lot of different factors. But if you can't resolve something between the two of you, and you feel that it's coming to that point,
Get out, leave. Somebody leave.
I mean,
Somebody leave.
just leave.
Yeah, somebody.
You want to leave permanently.
Yeah.
And you go get help. There's all sort of places you can get help from.
Yes.
But you start feeling that way, leave. Doesn't matter what the other
Yes.
person is saying.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. You're not listening to me. You're not talking to me. You're not going anywhere. I am leaving. I am leaving right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't, I'm going to become a person I don't want to become. I'm leaving.
I
Why?
watch a lot of the ID and
Forensic
Cops on the
files.
Road.
And,
Oh, you're as bad as my wife. She watches all the crap.
yeah, I love all that.
And it's all drugs and alcohol. But there was this one show,
money.
there was this
Yeah,
one part
money's
the other
bad,
night
bad.
where this guy just got up and left. The officer stood out there and talked to him. And yeah, he had some alcohol in him, but he was smart enough to just walk away.
Yeah.
You don't beat on somebody you love.
That's it. There you go. That's right.
No.
It's in the
Exactly.
story, and nobody should live in a relationship where you feel that if you say something wrong, you're going to be abused, and it can be just as bad verbally as it can be physically.
I mean, you
And look, we've all been there, and
you can't take words back either.
No, you can't take words
I mean,
back,
what's-
and I think we've all done it to a certain extent. And man, it's hard to take those back, man. You can't, like you said. Once that's there, that's etched in your memory. I remember what he or she said to me. What's the old adage? You can forgive, but you can't forget.
It's there.
And that's there. It's etched.
If somebody you don't know tells you they don't love you, or somebody says they hate you that you don't know, you go, "Pfft, no
Right.
big deal. But let it be somebody you love.
Love.
Let it be one of your kids. Or
Yeah.
it means it's a difference. It's a sad situation in our community. I wish we're having to deal with it. The families are having to deal with it because it touched multiple families. It's a sad time. So I just ask for prayer and support. I still believe in the power of prayer. I still believe we can support, and sometimes just being there without having to say anything if you
Yeah.
can financially find a way, it's
helpful.
Let's get over this hump and bring on more positive. But it's a trying time right now for
It
us.
sure is. Again, 8:33 local time, on the spot with David Rodgers. Your host, David Rodgers. The other host right here, the great Maharaja himself, the Byron Bagwell, one of the defenders of the Republic. And thank you, Neil Bortz. Go ahead and say.
Yeah, one of the high priests of the Church of the Faith of Truth.
Truth, that's right. Along with our Sheriff Gordon Smith, right along with the dancing destroyer Dave Holland.
Oh, excuse me, the new.
Thank you, Neil Bortz. Yeah, and we'll get to some of the comments here in a minute. But somebody wanted me to ask you, if you can, I'll let you say what you can. Do you have any more information about Jimmy Crosby and his resignation?
Not a problem. Jimmy
what
stepped
can you
down.
say?
Apparently, it was a glitch in the system somewhere on the federal side when he did his time. That's where you didn't see the governor come in and remove. They came in and pulled the documents that they wanted, the 5 or 6, a sheet out of everybody that ran that year,
right,
to look at what they had. Apparently, there was nothing there, but there's a technicality in something, and so he said, you know what, we're not going to go through this again. Well, he told me, he said, I called and asked, and he said, look, it's not worth putting everybody through this. I think I'll step. His heart is with the city. It's where he's grown up his whole life. He said it's not worth that. I hope I can serve in some other way, some other capacity. I think the city's done well in the last couple of years. We've made progress. It's but you got to realize it's not just you. It's your family.
Yeah.
It's your friends. Everybody can throw darts. It's easy to throw darts when they think. We all know his past. It's not like we didn't know it, but he knows it too. So I think he was always more cautious and careful with that because he knew everybody would be looking. And when they came in, it was one of those things that somebody made a complaint. They got to looking at it. Been sitting, apparently what I was told, for over a year up there. Nobody really knew what to do. And it's a technicality, and that's where you didn't see anything further in regards to it.
So the technicality, let me go to that. So the technicality that you're talking about, obviously it was warranted enough for there to be records pulled and an investigation to happen. So obviously FDLE, so a warrant is not going to be just signed off. Tell me if I'm wrong here, by FDLE, and when they come in, there's usually an issue or a problem. So, if it was something on the federal level as far as a technicality, why the investigation? Why the pulling of the document?
They were looking into a complaint. The guy told me, is there any there?
Okay.
And they told me they were coming.
And
See if there's any there. What happens is when it wasn't with the supervisor of elections, because supervisor of elections did run the election, but all those documents get saved with the city because it is a city election. They have a different set of rules.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Right.
So
Okay. I got you.
When they weren't there, they just went ahead and secured. Remember, they're working out of Tallahassee.
Sure.
It's the executive investigations unit,
right,
which investigates elected officials.
Right.
So it's a small group, and they looked at it and said, well, let's go and just get a search warrant, and we'll go look and see what we have. That way there's no argument. Public documents, who's getting it? No, that's what we want.
Okay. So they were looking for specific documents.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was not like we're raiding City Hall to pull this. It was
I can tell you this. It was
six documents, right?
It was 6 copy. 1 copy out of 6 files of people that ran that year. Same form that they signed.
I got you. All right. So I wanted to clear that up. I figured he would answer the question, guys.
6 sheets of paper.
Right. So, hey, he answered the question as best as we could. I was told to ask it that way, so I did. So, hey, he answered it just like I thought he would. Very professional in what he knew.
So the technicality.
So no foul, everything's good.
From what I understand, I don't think there's anything there. Because they said, we're looking, we got the complaint, we had to look. Apparently, they've been sitting up there over a year.
Right.
Somebody made, I don't know who that was.
Still don't know. Right.
Still don't know. And whatever, I guess, it's a small unit. All they do is investigate elected officials throughout the state. That is their job.
Yeah.
The executive investigations. So they got it. They went to looking. Hey, I can tell you right now, there's a convicted 2-time drug dealer running for sheriff in Alachua County. I can pinpoint you spots all over the state where people can run for office that have been convicted.
I want you to say
You know what I'm saying? And it is. I mean, if you're allowed to vote, you're allowed to serve on a jury. You know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of things that is enacted in following state law.
All right. Go ahead, Big. You want to follow up on the thing? I know you did. Go ahead. I'm going to let you get the floor on this one.
Look, the bottom line to it is you either have your community set up the election laws where that doesn't happen,
Correct.
or you have to rely on your community not to allow that person to get elected.
Bottom line.
And if you're looking at a sheriff's candidate that has been arrested twice
And convicted.
convicted twice of violating our drug laws, you can't vote for that person.
Even in Alachua County, it's not going to happen. Now, we want to throw stones, but there's a lot of good people in Alachua County.
Oh no, there's a whole lot of good people, and most of them want to separate into Springs County. But
In Springs County, that's another story.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Just that was a little bit of comic relief.
Yeah.
Because that subject is near and dear to my heart. Because if you don't have the election laws set up in your counties or your cities to where that stops that, the backstop for that is the public. And the public has to have the moral character to look at it. And yes, I said moral character, to look at it and go, we do not want somebody that is a criminal running our sheriff's department.
Period.
Whether they're a rehab criminal or just a criminal, still a criminal, how do you know? How do you know what's in that person's heart? You don't. So you don't elect them. I'm sorry. You
got to prove it to me.
Right.
Well, I mean, it was like I was talking about Jimmy. I said, any other job but handling the money. I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't have done that.
No.
I mean, because people are going to look at you and go, it just.
But the people spoke. I mean, it went unopposed.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. And we'll table that off. I'm going to get some comments here real quick. That was some of the questions that I definitely wanted to get answered. Josh Davies, but it's darker. I'm assuming he's talking about your hair. Austin Stevens is on. Jajetta Lee Adkins. Yeah, yours is darker. Good evening, Gordon, everyone. Yeah, absolutely. I hated having to drive around the University of Florida. They were stupid long before cell phones. You got a point. That's a true statement, Dwight Allen, fellow patriot. Let's see.
To have his job.
We need one road like the Autobahn. We need one road like the Autobahn. And that's what I think people think, man, that they are on the Autobahn, where they can just fly up and down the dadgum highway. Have you ever been on the Autobahn?
No, sir.
You've never been over there, right? Have you? You have been.
I have never been to the Autobahn.
Okay, and I've actually drove it when I was in the service.
Let me explain something to you. Their laws are different than
Yeah,
ours.
it sure is.
I mean, way different than ours. You screw up, it's your license. I mean, period. And no more of this, let's go to court and beg our cases, and no more of anything. They pull your license, and it's done. You ride a bicycle or you walk.
Me and 3 other guys rented a BMW when we was in Germany, and we went on the Autobahn, and we was driving 125 miles an hour. There was people passing us by like we were sitting still at 120 miles an hour.
Oh, I'm sure.
I guarantee you there was a couple Lamborghinis and those Berlinettis, whatever the heck they are, that was coming by me, Bugattis, that were coming by us at 180, 190, 200, and didn't blink an eye.
I love
Vroom, vroom. All you heard was this going, vroom, 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 vroom. That's all you heard. And we were doing 120 on the right side of the road.
I might have tried that at 19 and 20. I wouldn't do it now.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if I would either.
Look, it's a different culture, and people know how to literally drive like that.
Yep,
because
they do.
They've been doing it since they were young. I mean, really young, since they got their license. They also know that they don't really break the laws there, because if they break the laws there, they don't drive anymore.
It's
I mean,
over.
It's over with. You messed up and had one too many at the pub last night, which they like to do. They catch you. It's not just a fine. It's not just jail time or jail time or both. It's that, and it's your license.
It's
no more.
Yep.
So people don't tend to do really dumb things.
Donnie Wiggs has got an interesting comment here, and I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen it, Gordon. He said, what about them Walmart beggars, Indian family? They have a brand new van. Do you know anything about that?
I don't.
I don't either. Have you? Do you know what he's talking about? Walmart beggars? I guess, is there somebody begging at Walmart that I know? I didn't. You ain't got no complaints, have you, or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Donnie,
Donnie, we'll check into that.
I'm curious now.
This guy's curious for sure.
It's been about a month since I've been to the Walmart store.
Yeah, it's been several weeks since I've been too. Yeah, Gordon will investigate that for you for sure. No doubt about it. I'm not sure. I've driven all over this country and people drive crazy everywhere. Absolutely. Becky Dugan, welcome in. We have one. Lots of laugh only for race car. Okay. Johnny Waters, we grew up with the likes of Sarah Sue, Spare the Rod, and Spoil the Child. Different times.
She didn't spare no rod.
No, she didn't spare none. Yeah, no.
Thank God I had the meanest mom in the
No.
world.
Yeah, hey. Yeah,
You don't realize that's love until you get 25 to have kids of your own.
I knew her for a short time,
Yeah, but
and I already knew what
You thought
God.
she was the meanest one in the world.
Oh, of course, we all thought
Yeah,
our parents were the
yeah.
meanest people in the world.
Thank God they were.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You realize that was love.
Yes, he has, Mitchell. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I know that myself, Sheriff Smith, and Will Hartley, give credit to you, has preached the FDOT to install traffic signals at State Road 100 and 144th Street. They just don't listen to our county leaders anymore.
That's the truth. I mean, we've
Yeah.
used state representatives and everybody else.
Yep. Donnie Wiggs, I'll agree. He says if you come to a four-way stop, the person on the right should go first.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
That's what we were
absolutely.
talking-
And that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
totally correct on that.
Totally correct.
Let's see how often that happens anymore.
No, not too many. How about the right turn only coming off Call Street onto Temple? I've seen numerous people turn left, and it's clearly right only going east or west from Call. All right, hang on a minute, Gordon. I'm going to tell on myself. Yeah, I was just going to say, let me tell on myself. Last Thursday night after trivia, I stopped at that Shell station and got me some gas. Talking to you, Byron. I was getting ready to talk to
You drove
you.
straight across, didn't you?
Can't confirm or deny that. But yes, I did. Actually, you know what I did? I did even worse. I did. And I didn't mean to. I just wasn't thinking.
Turned a little bit left and went in the parking lot right there in front of the gas
I
station.
actually went, no. I did the right. When I was going out is where I did wrong. So I get out onto Call Street, right? Turn left when it's supposed to turn right. Remember? It's only a
that's what I'm
right
saying.
angle.
And I
I
think that's
turned left going back toward Lottie, and I did that last Thursday night. Shame on me, but I've done it. And I shouldn't have done it.
You want to know? Want me to make it worse? What type of lines are right there?
It's a right turn only, and it's a double line there.
It is a double yellow line.
there.
You know what
Yeah,
that means?
that means
Even without that sign,
don't
you're not
cross and
supposed to do
don't
that.
pass. Right, Gordon? Am I right?
And here's the thing: when they did
Yeah,
that years
and
ago,
I did it. I'm sorry,
When they did
but
years
I'll
ago,
tell
they were
them.
supposed to put a concrete median thing out there, which would
Yep.
separate people going so they could turn left to go to 100.
Right.
And they would also have, they do the little concrete curbs, because without the curbs, guess what people are going to do?
Right on.
Yep. No.
What everybody's doing.
Doing. But I did it, and I'm sorry. And I'll tell you one thing that you will get from us guys right here. We'll tell you the truth. We'll tell you if we did something, and I'll be the first one to admit I was wrong that night. I turned left. I never do that, and I turned left that night. Do you know why I did it? What did Gordon say? There was no presence. There was nobody around. Hey, there was no traffic. Guess what? David just decided to do it, and I was wrong. That's wrong.
And that's what happens, because here's what's happened. What's even made the problem worse is when they cut down all the people to be able to turn to go to 100.
Yeah.
Well, that's been blocked the last couple of years. So what happens is, and then one road will be open today, then they close it, then the next road is
Yep.
open tomorrow. So people pass that. So now they've already committed themselves. So they get up there and they look at the traffic's not bad. Guess what they do? They go left because all this construction has
Yep.
stopped the people taking their
Okay.
normal route to get over to 100.
Yeah.
So now they can't get there, so they're stuck.
But Byron is right. Byron is
I go by
absolutely
pretty
right.
much old place.
That
French
particular-
Broil is what I do go down that road and cut back to Laura Street and come back out by Windsor Manor.
So you were absolutely right there. There's a double line and there's an arrow that says turn right. So if you do anything besides turn right there, guess what you've done? You've broken a traffic law. And I did it. We've all done it at some certain point or another. But I told you, I did it last Thursday night. Shame on me. But well, shame on me.
Everybody's human.
Yeah.
And what you're describing, you still broke the law.
Yeah.
But there wasn't anybody around
No.
to pay the consequences of you breaking the law. It's not really an excuse.
Nope.
But at the same time, nobody paid for those consequences.
Nope.
It's the ones. It's not an excuse. It's just not an excuse.
On the east side of 301, right there on Call Street, it's hard to get on 100. All them roads are blocked.
That's what, and that's
what it is.
that's
Yeah.
the lacerated the problem is and created a bigger issue is because, and then one day you'll have it where you can turn and go down one of the roads, but then the next day they block it, so you've missed it, or the next one. So it's hopefully that's over here in the near future.
You can't even turn into Walgreens to get
No,
on
it's
100.
no, that's what I'm saying. As everybody used to do.
Yeah.
Here's another question. Do they have an estimate of when it's going to be done?
They were hoping it would already be open, but they had to go back with DOT, made them, like I told you, the slipping and shoving.
Yep.
Instead of redoing something, we're hoping in the next week it should be open.
Good.
Wow.
That's really good.
That's great. Good night, everyone, from Dwight Allen. God bless America, and our sheriff, Gordon Smith, Bradford County Sheriff, the best sheriff in the state.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
Yeah. Donnie Griggs says, Chief Johnson said hi, lots of laughs. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not. Okay. Yeah. Terry Wilkerson Anderson's watching. Mitchell, you can't fix stupid. Yeah, there you go. Tony and Al's, yummy, yummy. Absolutely, man. He eats there, we eat there. That's a ritual for us on Friday nights. Yeah, oh my God, yes. That David, that pizza, you've had it. Outstanding.
Yeah, that's
us.
Hey, that's spaghetti and meatballs? I wouldn't know.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Oh,
Man,
remember, we thought about trying that. Remember before?
He fixed some carbonara one time.
Oh, God, yes. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Make a fat boy fatter.
They got
I did.
a second one, too, don't they?
Tony Nels?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know.
They do. They do, but I don't. I think it's in Alachua, isn't it?
Yeah,
but are they affiliated anymore?
I think they're not affiliated anymore.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
So I don't think they're affiliated. Yeah. So let's see. Eddie Sigmund said he did driver's ed in school. Gordon needs to take Rick Scott's spot. He's a sellout. Hey, man! I tell you what, man, we're just getting it from everywhere. The definition of insanity. Yeah, that part. Yep. Oh, it's barbecue. Yeah. Yes, with the buffet. Oh, man. Hey, I can assure you, I can't speak for Byron, but I bet I could. Probably for Sheriff, too. Fat boy like me likes a good old buffet.
Oh yeah, I'm a buffet boy.
I'm a buffet guy, too. How about you, B?
There's been 2 or 3 buffets that I have been known to visit. One of them is closed in Gainesville. It was by the Publix off of Main.
Ryan's.
What Main? No, this was a soul food place.
Oh, you'd be where the old
Right by
Gainesville Main Street.
it's Main Street.
It's Main Street.
It's Main Street.
They caught fire and they had to close down. They never did open back
They
up.
did. Man,
That's not where the old Ryan Steakhouse was,
No,
right?
no,
Okay.
This is
Okay.
further down the
Further
street.
down. Okay, I know where you're at. Okay, yeah.
Right before you get to 8th Street is
Right.
where this is. And oh my gosh, I think it was called Junior's. It was man, soul food. Oh God, man. And there's another one in Lake City that I'm particularly fond of.
Old Times.
Yeah, that
Old Times, man. We eat there quite a bit. I'm trying to get you to come when you're over there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've eaten at Old Times.
Many times, yes.
Let me tell you what, buddy. We're going to have to do that. We're going to go to Old Times one time.
Yeah.
It's big, it's nice, plenty of waitresses, plenty of good food. Salad bar, like you were saying, that's
The old
outstanding.
style salad bar.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we ate there last Monday. Sorry, B. I was going to call you.
The last time those jokers went, I ate 5 pork chops. I can't do that. I'm not 20 years old
You
anymore.
remember when me and you, Dwight, went?
Yes.
We tore that place up, didn't we, son? We gave it heck, didn't we?
I understand that restaurant that's being built over there on by Winn-Dixie.
Yes, it's gonna be buffet style. Would mean Gene Tanner.
Gene
Yeah,
Tanner.
that Mean Gene.
He's
Mean
gonna
Gene
do
Tanner.
a
Buffet. That's what he's going to do.
Let me tell you something,
What type
man.
of buffets he doing?
Gene
You know?
Tanner, very nice man,
Like a
very
country
nice
buffet?
guy. And I'll tell you, back in the day,
Going to do dinner.
he
lunch
could
and
hit the softball like
wow,
you
yeah.
wouldn't believe.
Oh, my
He
gosh.
could jack it. I'll tell you what, we played against him a couple of times. I'll pitch him inside, outside, it didn't matter. There's still a ball that's heading to South America that he hit off of me. I'm telling, that thing is heading to South America.
Him and Jim Lewis have done a bunch.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Man, he could play. But now he's into food. And if you tasted any of Gene Tanner's food, I've been to a couple of events with him.
Where he caters, yeah.
Oh, where he caters. That's all I got to say. We're going to taste it when he opens that up. I'm glad he's doing it too. When does it open? Do you know, Gordon, when that restaurant opens?
I talked to him just the other day at breakfast
Yeah.
in Granny's, and he told me that they were hoping to get some other things done, inspections and that kind of stuff. Hopefully
Right.
the next month or so they'll be open.
Next month?
He has spent at that place. He's totally redone it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Which one is it?
It's right there in the shopping center, the old where Little Caesars, that shopping center
yeah.
there, where it used to be. There was another restaurant there for a while.
South End, right
Yeah,
there.
Right there.
yeah,
Is that the
Our
same-
House restaurant
yeah,
or something like that.
was there.
Cindy Lane,
Yeah.
if you're coming in late,
can't wait
we
to-
did go over some of that, but can you be more specific in which one you're talking about? She said, what about all these new cases? What's the updates on them? I'm assuming we're talking about the Crosby thing, I guess with the shooting that happened this past week. And whatever else, we did say that you heard Sheriff Smith break the news about Chief of Police Jeff Johnson retiring on May the 1st. But if you could be more specific, I'll ask Gordon. Not a problem, and he will discuss it for sure. I don't think they can say. But Donnie, I'm not sure because she didn't specify which case, and I'm going to assume it's probably the Jimmy Crosby thing. But we'll see how it comes. Carol Wainwright is on. Do you know Carol?
I do.
All right.
Hey,
Let's see.
Hold
Okay.
on. The
Yeah.
Jimmy Crosby thing, he retired because of a technicality from
Yes.
from his term.
Well, he
right?
Yes.
he resigned. He
He
resigned.
resigned
He
because,
resigned.
because of that. Because if let me make sure I'm saying this
It's a
right.
federal.
Well, you can't run for office. Is that correct? Because of that technicality. Is that what that was?
Technicality, but it's those laws have changed since then. So it's really a technicality, not as something he did blatantly or overtly.
Right.
He'd sought all the proper things before he
Okay.
sought office.
Right.
He'd done
Right.
all the legal stuff, hired an attorney, did all that. But there's a glitch, something from the federal side, is the way I understand it.
Something from the
That's the
federal
reason when
side.
they called and said, "Hey, we're doing it, but we're going to see if there's there. We have a complaint," and that's what they went to look for. That's where you got the 6 pieces of paper, one out of each person that ran that time, compared, and so it just wasn't.
Yeah.
He said in the best interest of everybody, creating what you have now was best to step away
to step away.
and hope to be able to serve it, in another fashion, because
Sure.
there's a lot of good things that have been going on. The city's making a lot of progress. They're doing a lot of different things, but that was an issue I guess he took and decided that was the best interest to him and his family.
Right,
And
right.
and did that. So
Austin, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, B.
Okay, so it boils down to basically this. He did everything right, according to the election laws, correct?
Correct.
With the exception of a technicality coming back
On the federal side.
from the federal,
Federal side.
So that's what happened with this. I wanted to make sure that everybody has that
Right.
clear, because there's been a lot of stuff being
Said yes.
And I've been saying, you have to wait to find out what happens. You can say what you want to, and you can feel how you want to, but until you know somebody has really done something, you can't do that.
No.
Because you'll run people out that are good for your service. Now, I don't particularly agree with him running, but that's me. That's not everybody else.
Well, I can say this about our show. Gordon's been on here many times, and I assure you, Gordon wouldn't come on here if we were doing things that wasn't supposed to be done within media standards. We will not say anything about anyone or any case or anything that is being projected out there in news outlets and, like Byron said, in rumor mills until we have it confirmed. We've never done that. We're never going to do that. That is just the way that we work. That's our standards, and that's the way that we live by. We're not going to say, and then Donnie Wiggs, you're probably right. Even if we knew until it's confirmed by this law enforcement or any law enforcement or anybody with significance and stature, or if it's in the newspaper and then we see it as well, then we'll report it. But until then, it's all either we will give you what we know, or it's speculation at that time until, like you said, something gets confirmed by somebody.
Yes.
And that's the way we roll.
Now, not that we won't express our opinion.
Oh, absolutely not. Now, that's different.
But you can't, like I was saying, you cannot convict somebody in the court of public opinion.
Right.
That's not, you can't, people do it all the time.
Sure.
They use this analogy. Look what they've done to Donald Trump.
Yep. Yep.
So, I mean.
It is. Like I say, you can only speak what we know. And, that's basically the only knowledge I have. Only knowledge we got involved. I can tell you what they told me when they came.
Right.
I can tell you what the return showed. I can, those type of things. And trying to keep it real.
Right.
So people don't have, there's a lot of speculation on
Sure. There's a lot of speculation right here on this feed right now.
Those kind of things. So we can only talk what we know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you anything that I might think. It doesn't matter. We do it in reality. Yeah. And that's what we have to do.
And that's the way we are too, Dave. And you know
we
that
don't want to fame anybody on here. Everybody here, it's you got to keep it real.
I don't want to be known because of the other things that we are all tied into. We're the voices of the Bradford Tornadoes. We represent our young men over the radio waves with Chuck Kramer and his radio station. So I'm not going to sit here and defamate anybody's character or any business's character or whatever it is that we're talking about. Byron will attest the same thing until we have knowledge, and it is confirmed knowledge. We're not going to say. We're not going to put ourselves in that predicament. That's what this show has been about for 6 years. When it first started, out of the blue, and now it's come to fruition of where we're at right now. We're not going to do that. We've never done that. And like Byron said, opinion is one thing. But hey, as far as reporting something about somebody's character or what they've done until it's confirmed, we're not doing that.
We're not a gossip show. We're not going to gossip BS or guess. Right. It's facts.
And I will tell you that David and I have both done this, and Mitchell has done this in the past. When we have said something that was not right on the show, we come back and corrected it.
Yep.
Because that's what you do.
That's it.
Not just
We've said a couple of
shows like this, but just as an everyday person, if you do something wrong, you correct it.
Byron, how many times have we done that? I know we don't make that many mistakes like that, but the ones that we did make,
I've done it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and I've done it 3 or 4 times. But we come back and we say, "Hey, we're sorry. We apologize. We didn't know, or we didn't realize, or we didn't mean to say that." And Gordon's done the same thing.
And that's over a period of 6 years that we've been established. So 3 or 4 times in 6 years, we don't make it a habit.
Well, you got to realize with me, as soon as I say it, it's going to be what the sheriff said.
Right.
It gets in, so it adds validity. So you want to be correct before you libel or slander anybody. We can just go with what we know. You look at the total picture. Everybody, I got my haters, got my lovers, got everything else. People that like what I do or don't like what I do. I get that. We're still in a small town. Whether those people like me or not, when they call, I'm still going to. I'm a public servant. I still got to render service. You got to take care of them. You got to do those things.
Yep.
You got to set those things aside at the end of the day. You got to be able to look yourself in the mirror. You lay your head, you pillow at night. You got to be able to go to sleep.
You got to be able to go to sleep.
So this is a community I love. I mean, it is what it is. Things happen. It was a headline. People speculate why. I can just tell you what I know. With the chief, I love him. He's a friend. It's a lifelong friend. So that's the reason why it's important that people understand the different things that go on. And he thinks it's in the best interest for his community. He has spent his entire adult life doing it. Whether you like him or don't like him, I just tell you what I know.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's all you can do.
No difference. Nobody here is loved by everybody, I promise you.
No, I promise you that. I promise you that. Me either.
But how many times have you had to go back when you've made a statement and had to correct people That's not what you said.
Oh, yeah.
You were not quoting what I said. You were making up what you think I said.
Yep.
So Gordon,
Oh, I'm sorry. Just real quick. We are going to do the weather. We're at 9:03 Eastern time. We've got a lot of people still on, and I want to go through a lot of these comments really quick because I want to acknowledge everybody. But go ahead with yours, and then I'll finish this up.
just
And
a
then we're
small question about the breaking ground for living quarters for the fire station.
Yes, sir.
What do you got on that?
The Keystone
Good
RV
question.
Resort, they have donated money to the county to add a living quarters to the fire station that's currently there.
Yeah.
So they'll add where they can keep firemen there to stay out. Currently, they're during the day and they go back to Theresa for the nighttime, but it'll be able to keep firemen there in that station 24/7, which is beneficial to that end of the county.
Well, that's great. I mean,
and a lot of those funds are coming, from Vincent, from the RV resort.
That's great.
They made a donation to the county and said, hey, they made a donation for the building itself, and now they've made another considerable contribution. I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but
Right.
it's substantial toward that complex for having sleeping quarters.
Is that the fire station that they built
The Keystone Fire
3-4
Station.
years
Yes, sir.
ago?
Yep, that's it.
This one's off Speedville
Will
Road.
Road.
Yes.
The one that we've talked about.
Speedyville Road.
The one that we talked about with Mitchell's.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Hey, let me ask you a quick question before you go, B. Are you available next Tuesday? Check it out, man, because I'm telling you right now, we've got a great show going. There is a lot of people live. I've got a lot of comments. I knew this was going to happen. Anytime
I
that we
should.
can get the share, you
I
should be.
Yeah, I should be available.
So you can come back on and we can write these questions down and we can
Write them
we
down
can-
and we'll answer them.
We'll answer
come
them.
back because I've got to go too. I've
Okay.
got the thing during the day for Women
Okay.
of Distinction for Santa Fe and Chrissy.
Yep.
is
And
one of
Chrissy,
them.
oh,
Yep.
and Chrissy's one of them.
Was one of them.
Yep.
So I'll be there for that event.
Okay.
But, I should have nothing that afternoon.
All right, so you can be on with us next Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're going to table some of these questions out. We're going to write them down, and we're going to table some, and then we'll start with this particular conversation. Man, Gordon, I know you got to go. I love you, man. Thank you, brother. Golly.
Always enjoy the opportunity.
Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure.
Good to see you too, Gordon.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Always-
enjoy it, guys.
Ever since I was in 10th grade now.
Wait a minute.
Hey, see, now he's telling them.
Yeah.
The
I was
old
the county's first school protection deputy.
Yes, you
the
were.
old school
Yes, you
officer.
were. That's right.
Guess who was my school officer? But I'm not. I'll stop. That's bad.
Bad
Bad burn.
Bad burn. All right, I'm gonna read off some of these real quick, and then we're going to table these questions off for Gordon next week. I will ask him that. He wanted to know. Donnie Wings wanted to go. How's it going since a change? Since the police department has been taken under the sheriff's office. I'll let Gordon answer that next week, and we'll ask that as well. I know. We're going to get to the weather, Austin. I know it feels like a little frost, a little cool in the mornings, but we'll go over that weather report. The new overpass has been more problematic since it got built. The 10-minute light is now 15 minutes. Yeah, I agree.
That's a mess.
Yeah.
I mean that's a mess. But
Patricia Evans over at Capital City Bank. She's on with us. Nice to have you. Gloria Cruz is watching. Lisa Moody Tomlinson, 235A, the cut through from 100 to Brooker, needs repaving very bad. Yes, it does. Really bad. A lot of potholes, a lot of dips. I know Byron comes through there. He drives it more frequently than I do. That road is a mess.
Lisa, isn't there two counties on that road? I can't remember if that's part of it's Union County and part of it's Bradford County. And that may be what the problem is in fixing the whole road.
Yeah, could be.
I drive so many places and see so many things. I can't remember if that's the way it is or not.
Dave Holland Jr., I promise you, man, I can't get Byron started on this deal here, but we'll talk about it next week. Let's don't talk about gas tax right now with all these Bidenomics going on. Yeah. Oh, yes, it is, Donnie, and that's what I was just saying. He said that's Crater Road. Big time it is. Have you know where? Oh my God! There's potholes. There's dips. There's it's garbage. Lisa Harrer, hey Leslie Harrer, hey, we got lunch tomorrow at noon, right, or 12:30 at the Cracker Barrel. She's my vendor for Pro South Fastener. She's my salesperson.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I'm going to eat without you at the Cracker Barrel.
Shame on you, man.
Yeah. Eddie Simmons, good night.
You gonna bring me
Project?
some
Yes, I am. What do you want?
Hash brown casserole?
Yeah, I can.
A double helping of the hash brown
Do you
casserole,
want the country
please.
fried steak too?
No, just the hash brown casserole.
Just the hash brown casserole. Double helping?
Double helping of the hash brown
All right,
casserole.
Dave, what do you
'cause I
want?
can reheat that and it will still be good.
Yeah. Project Farm on YouTube does great testing on equipment. Yes, they do. Donnie Thornton's watching. Jeff Goins back. Ty Lee is watching. We've had Ty Lee on. It wasn't me. Chantel Rich is watching. Man, some of our old Barnyard Fantasy football people, they're watching.
They're watching.
Yeah, they're watching. Speed limits are logical. Liz Tilly Holleran's watching. Lots of laughs. Remember the guy in Keystone? He didn't turn. His truck was in the woods. Yeah.
Who said that?
Donnie Wiggs. That's okay. Okay.
Donnie, are you talking about the
I
cut-through
know
road
that-
from,
yeah,
from Melrose to 100 out there past the
Yeah,
Gizmo?
I think that's what he's talking about.
I used to live across that pasture from that road. I was standing outside the night that happened, and I heard vroom, vroom, vroom. And when he got about to the spot that you should slow way down to hit that curve, there was no slowing down, and I went, it's fixing to happen. It sounded like a cannon going off across that cow pasture.
Yep. Shirley Bagwell, I really wanted to read this comment because Byron hit on it. This is one of the things that Donnie, Byron's dad, tried to do before he retired. Getting consistency between districts in Florida.
From the DOT.
From the
You're talking about
DOT. Yeah, DOT.
DOT districts.
Yeah.
That's what my father did because that's
Yep.
what he did. He was really good at doing stuff like that, but apparently not good enough, or they just scrapped everything that he did. One of the two, which is possible too.
Yep. Chris Coffey's watching. Donnie Wiggs. I think we answered that. I want to know what the deal is with Jimmy Crosby just quit his job. What's the secret? Well, Byron got into it right there, and he sort of told you earlier in an earlier segment what happened. If you want to hit it real quick, I'll let you go ahead and do
Real
it.
quick, everything was filed the way it should have been to run for the office. He run unopposed, and what happened was there apparently is a group of FDLE that investigates only politicians in Florida.
Yeah, executive crew or something.
What happens, there was something in the federal level with his prison sentence that he had before that would have kept him from holding the office. But there was nothing here. Something about his sentence is what Gordon said. I'm not 100% sure exactly what happened, but apparently it was something from the federal level, some sort of glitch in that would cause him not to be able to do this.
That's it.
So instead of dealing with that, Jimmy said, okay, I'm not putting the community through this anymore.
Right.
I'm going to retire.
Or resign.
Resign.
Resign. Yeah, resign is the word. Yeah.
So that's what happened with that.
There you go. I decided when I turned 50, I was going to start aging backwards. So this year, I'm going to turn 48. Way to go, Jennifer. I think we're both doing the same thing. I can't speak for Byron.
Jennifer, I just never got off. I never got off of 30. I just keep on celebrating anniversaries of my 30th birthday. That's what I did.
Trent Bryant's watching. Donnie Wiggs. Yep, government control. I've been a truck driver. I've seen some horrible wrecks. So have I. We've all seen some horrible wrecks. I've come up on a couple. I'm sure you have, Byron, Dave. Some things, man, that I didn't even really want to get out of the car for, but
I come up on 100 right past the dump one day, and
Donnie Wiggs. I'm glad you asked that question because me and Byron knows where one lives. In Lulu, I've seen the biggest Bigfoot that I've ever seen in Lulu. I can assure you of that. Sasquatch, too.
Was she female?
Yep.
You saw the same one I saw.
Dadgum. In the big metropolis of Lulu?
Right there by the general store. Was she walking by the
That's right. Yes, she was. Right there by the... Yeah, we've seen the same one. Dwight Allen's seen her, too. Everybody's seen her. Chrissy Ricky Thompson's watching. Anthony Black's watching. I can tell you that them artificial intelligence cameras, and I would reach for something, it would be driver, distracted. And I was always flicked off the camera, and safety called me and said, if you stop moving, it would stop. I said, turn it off because it's distracting my job. Yep, there you go. Hello, Anthony Black. out of Tallahassee, Florida.
What's up,
That's a
man?
lot. Yep, that's why my car is old and it doesn't have that. Melissa Cribs is what. Melissa hadn't been on the show a while. Hello, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope things are going well for you. I did see on just real quick about her. I did see on Facebook it was a birthday. I guess she got one of the $20 scratch offs or whatever it was, $10 scratch offs. And every number, I think she won $100 off of it. She said, "Happy birthday to me!"
Wow.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's birthday dinner there. Oh, thank you for the information. No worries. Is the state of Florida going to enforce a law for trucks that squat going down the road? And that's something we can ask. They did make it a state law in South Carolina because drivers couldn't see the first 5 feet in front of them. I have a problem with those trucks too. First of all, Byron, you can back me up on this and you can say you're part of it. I'm not going to buy an $85,000 truck and do that to that truck.
Tears
That
the
truck
transmission up.
sure does. It tears the transmission up. I don't care what kind of warranty I've got on it or whatever. I'm just not going to do that to my truck. I understand it's a fad. It's a thing. But I'm an old man. That truck is going to stay just like I bought it. Byron, you can...
The answer is it's already illegal. Your
Yep.
headlights are supposed to be at a certain level at a
Yep.
certain angle, and they are most certainly not when they're pointing up into the sky.
Yep.
Period. It's already against the law. They just don't enforce it.
April Jenkins is watching. Christopher Lee Miracle's watching. Hello, Christopher Lee. That's Kurt's son, by the way.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, brother. Stupid, yeah, it is. Fridays with Frank, Sheriff Lamb Buddy. I love his YouTube. Yep, I've seen that before. Cindy Lane, Andrea's. Oh, yep, okay. I knew that was going to come up, and I was trying to get to the comments, and I'm so sorry, Cindy, that I didn't get a chance to address that.
We'll address it.
He's coming back Tuesday, and there will be more information. Yes, it was all over Facebook, Byron. You've seen it. What we're talking about.
No,
you haven't?
I haven't
Andrea
seen it.
Crawford has been arrested for, again, allegedly, what the charges say on Facebook of pornography, child pornography, things like that. She used to work at DLP Bank. I can give you that because it did say that. I don't know all the information. I don't know if there's an official charges, specific charges. I know there's several counts of things that they're coming up with, but let the sheriff address that because I think that would be better coming from him. He has all the information. I'm surprised Byron didn't see it. We've been busy, I tell you. And I just happened to see it because I was at home and Shelly was looking.
This thing does not come
No.
up to my face unless I'm at a
stop sign.
or a stop
Yeah.
light. Then I'll look at it for a second and then I'll have to drive on.
Yeah.
I turn audiobooks on.
Cindy Lane, do you have something on that, Dave, a little bit? Okay.
I got something else.
Okay. Cindy Lane, I hope that answers your question. We got just what I seen on Facebook, Bradford word of mouth, from the sheriff's webpage. That's what I know. Again, I don't want to slander anybody here. I'm just giving you the facts that were being said in those charges. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not going to matter for the person that runs Bradford County word of mouth because he won't
he
post
won't.
anybody's responses
Sure won't.
that goes against anything that he says
or believes. Yeah.
You're more than welcome to come on the show, by the way. Once again,
Yeah.
I'll be glad to talk to you about the issue that we had on that.
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, Byron, because John Bradley, I'll call you out right now. You have an official invite to come on to this show. I'll let you and this man go at it. I'll just stand the way. I'll be a mediator. You want to come on and argue some points with this man? Hey, you're more than welcome to come on this show.
We'll set some ground
We'll
rules.
set some
I won't
ground
be ugly
rules.
to you.
You'll help me moderate them.
But I will ask you.
Yeah.
I will ask you. The first thing I'm going to ask you is why you're going back to a 3-year-old topic.
Yes.
And then bashing me and allowing people on Bradford County word of mouth to bash me when I haven't even been a member of Bradford County word of mouth for over 2 years.
Yep.
And when I go to reply to it, you won't allow my replies on it.
And as a matter of fact, I have a problem with you too. But I'm going to let Byron take care of that problem. I have a problem with you as well. But hey, look, we can do this peacefully as men. The problem is, brother, I don't think you have the nads to come on this show and argue, or no, I don't want to say argue, debate points with this man or myself. I don't think you have it. Hey, open invite. Y'all can run and tell him if you want. Yes, called him out. No doubt.
Hey, look, nothing that I said in my response was in any
you
way
told me to read it.
inappropriate.
No, none.
I've got copies of it still
Yep.
before it disappeared because you wouldn't approve. Your admins wouldn't approve it, which I really know what means. That means you didn't approve it.
Yep.
And your other admin's the one that made the
The
comment.
comment that started
with.
it. Yeah.
It's unbelievable to me that and granted, I don't live in Bradford County anymore. And I understand that's Bradford County word of mouth page, but I'm from Bradford County, and you have people from New York and all over the place making comments that don't live in Bradford County, but somebody that's from Bradford County, you won't post their comments?
Next. Enough of him. I can't believe what happened. That happened to Johnny. He was a very successful guy. Yep. Lots of laughs. Discovery Channel app, my favorite, and A&E. Yep. I like it too. I like either one of those. Good night, Donnie. Thanks. Thank you for tuning in. I hope we got you the information. Gordon was very informational. So, yeah. Glad I can get the facts here, Donnie says. Is anyone replacing him right now? I'm not sure if that's the case. I do believe that the city manager has taken that over, as far as I'm aware right now, probably with the help of Lisa Heater, because she was the deputy clerk. So
I'm glad somebody said that.
So
apparently Trump has won Florida.
Yep.
I didn't have a doubt.
I didn't have a doubt on that too. Glad I can get facts here. Is anyone playing? Yep. Thank you for your service, y'all. Hey, we appreciate it, man. We do this show. As Byron said many times, David said many times, Mitchell, we do this show because we enjoy doing it. We enjoy bringing the information that we know to the people, especially that don't have or can't afford internet, a newspaper, or anything like that where they can get their information. They can come right here and they can get that information. And if they can't get it that night, guess what? They can get it later on that night or the next day. They can go back with one of their family members and watch it on Facebook. And guess what? Austin Stevens is going to load it on YouTube tomorrow. So it'll be on YouTube at 7 p.m. And that's what's so great about this show. And Byron will tell you, me and him, we love each other, man, as we do with Dave and with Mitchell and everybody. We do this because of the love of our heart. Byron, I want to ask you too something, because somebody asked me this. Besides the advertising, and right now we still got to put advertising packages together. So, how much are we getting paid? Byron, can you tell our listening audience how much we get paid?
As far as I know, neither one of us get paid for this, and Mitchell
you,
doesn't
Dave?
get paid for it, and Dave doesn't get paid for it. We
Nope.
do it because we love the community, and
Yep.
we care.
have had some donation over the past.
Yes.
Miracle was very generous.
Yes. But all that didn't go in our pockets.
That went to
No,
equipment.
That went to equipment and things that we require and we need to be able to bring the
Absolutely.
production that you bring for us. You're
Absolutely.
vital to this. It's these things right here that make the show. Me and him, we can run our mouth till 12 o'clock tonight.
As far as us, as an individual on the show, no, we don't get paid.
I'd
No.
love to, but
Love to, and it may happen one day eventually, but we're not.
Maybe.
We've been doing it 6 years. We haven't drawn a paycheck, have we, bro?
I draw a paycheck every night coming from this, and it's a smile on my
On face. That's the paycheck that we get.
That is my paycheck,
Yeah.
and
It's
I
the-
thoroughly enjoy doing this. I know everybody looks at me every once in a while and think I'm going to have an aneurysm because I get really hacked
Sure.
off about things.
My paycheck is walking through the community
Yep.
and somebody coming up to me and
Yes.
saying, "Hey, are you guys going to be on
Yes,
tonight?
yes, yep. And that
I like the show that you did last week."
Yes.
You have to understand something about us with this show. If you stand around us and we start getting on certain subjects, this is us standing around a truck. This is us standing in one of each other's yards or sitting in each other's living room. We start, these conversations happen with us.
We're in the kitchen at the kitchen table.
Have you
Right.
Hey, Dave,
Yeah.
have you heard about this?
Have you heard about this? And you go, what? What? Yeah. That's the thing there. Lisa, I agree with you, and that's opinion. And I thank you for watching the show. Jimmy
Lisa.
paid his dues. Leave him alone, people. And again, all we stated was facts. We didn't give our opinion on anything. Again, we stated facts. And as far as we knew him, you heard it from the sheriff himself.
Yeah.
So that's your opinion, and you're more than well to express it here. No doubt about it. I'll read it.
Well,
just like I did.
The point that everybody should understand at this point is that all of the problems that you had with him, with the issue of him being the city clerk, are now gone. Because he's no longer there.
Right.
And honestly, now that he is a citizen, Lisa's absolutely right about that. Just leave him alone.
Yep. She's running.
I've known Jimmy all my life. I've known his parents all of my life. Good people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Again, she's right. Jimmy paid his dues. Leave him alone. And Donnie, I'm not going to read that. Hey, look, that's your opinion. Lisa probably seen that comment. I'll let. Hey, look.
why do you? You can't compare Jimmy Crosby to a man that has dementia.
Dementia. So yeah, Jimmy Bowers is watching. I work with Jimmy out at New Millennium. Eric Lane's watching. Lots of laughs. I remember the old Gordon video of the gas station robber got to fly through the ditch. Yep, I remember that too. Wendy Russell's watching. Thank you. Trump wins Florida, as Byron said. Yes, thank you. None of us. Okay, that's opinion. What is the fastest Gordon has ever driven? I'll ask him that next week.
No comment. That's going to be the answer to that. I can tell you that now.
Absolutely, Donnie. That's perfect sense. That makes sense. If you're drinking and driving, you need to be in jail. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Sonia Hodges Stack. I haven't seen that name in a while. Clay's wife. Hey, love to pick on him. He's a big Georgia fan. So, is she a Gator fan? She's a Gator fan, I think.
I have no
I think
clue.
they got this thing on Georgia, Florida rivalry weekend. I think they get in on each other, so I would like to see that. Let's see. Lots of life crash happiness. Okay. Just want to get to some. Jerry Carpenter, another one I work with. He's watching the show tonight. Hey, you should be happy. Trump won Florida. There we go. Absolutely. We talk about this all the time. Lots of that. Nope, I have to email that. Okay. Monica Nicole Roden. I'm seeing names, Dave, that I haven't seen in a while, or I haven't seen at all. They're popping up. We would like for you to share On the Spot with David Rodgers to all your friends. Do you know why? Me personally, and I can speak for you, I think it's the best Facebook podcast on the planet. I'm just saying. Okay? I do, Byron. I really do. And I'll sit here and say it. And I think we're getting that way on YouTube. And I can assure you the On the Spot Motorsports media page is going through the roof.
And here's the other thing. Share it with the groups that you belong to.
Yes.
That have the same opinions that you have, and maybe that have the same opinions as I have, maybe not.
It doesn't matter. It would just be great.
I'd love to have conversations
Sure.
with people who consider themselves liberals.
Yes.
I really love to have them with
Sure. And you know what, Byron? We do it respectfully. We do it. Well, you do for the most part.
That depends on how.
Well, it depends how they come off.
That depends on how far they push it. Because
Right. They push the envelope. Right. If you're having, you can sit here and have a debate, though.
You call me a racist. And,
okay.
And we're going to have an issue. You can get away with that with a lot of people now. But if you call me a racist, we're going to have an issue, because that is just about one of the biggest insults you could ever call me.
Yep. Dave Holland Jr. says, I believe it's just policy, not a law. Soul food, Southern food, same thing. I love the old-time country buffet. Absolutely. We do, too. Wishing Gene the best for community support for his new place. Fraction of the policy. Dave O'Brien's watching, man. I'm telling you. Donnie Wiggs says, get on, Maggie Wiggs. Angie Rogers is watching. My goodness, I haven't heard from Angie in a while. I'm glad she's on. You know Angie.
Yeah.
Nice lady. Love Angie. Tasha Bennett Barkham. My dad, Ricky Bennett, played softball with him. Yeah.
God knows that's another familiar name.
Familiar name. I was just going to say, hey, Tasha, I'm going to tell you this. I'm telling you, there's a ball that's still flying to South America several years ago when I pitched that to him that still hasn't landed yet. He hit it that dadgum far.
There was a group of those guys.
Yeah.
You saw they were on other teams. It was like, this is going to be 15 to 8 or something like that, and we're going home.
Sharon Pettigrew.
And I don't want to pitch.
I haven't. Sharon came on last week, and maybe she didn't notice, but she said, David Rodgers, you have lost some weight. I know it wasn't easy. Easier than what you thought, Sharon. I'm pre-diabetic, so I take diabetes medicines each and every day. I drink a Celsius in the morning, Celsius at night. And at my heaviest, these guys know I weighed 272 pounds. My face was fat. My belly was overflowing. It just wasn't a good feel. I was lethargic. I didn't want to do nothing. And I dropped 50 pounds. I'm down to 222 right now. And I feel great. I feel energetic. And it's just, unfortunately, I don't want diabetes of any sort. But maybe this was a blessing in disguise. And, of course, that's Mama ringing right there right now. So
what in the world are you guys still doing on?
Yeah. So I'm going to let you go. But anyway, thank you very much. Why don't you read the rest of the comments, brother, and let me make a quick phone call.
Yeah, go make sure everything's all right. All right, where did we leave off?
Sharon Pettigrew.
Sharon Pettigrew. Okay. Jimmy Byers, he's already talked about him. Sharon Pettigrew says, hello, Byron and Sheriff Smith. Donnie Wiggs, Dave's not here. Remember that? Oh, my goodness. Donnie. Mitchell Gunner, On the Spot Media, is on track to hit 12,000 followers by tomorrow. We will have Dave Hicken as our guest on Thursday night at 7 p.m. He is the owner of Callahan Speedway. He is now building a new drag strip in Callahan, Florida. On March the 28th, we will have Sienna Wildgust. She is a young pro stock driver, the youngest pro stock driver in the history of drag racing.
Wow.
NHRA, official drag racing. Let's see. Yep, that's why we're here. I know y'all are honest. Maggie Wiggs says accountability. LOL, come on, man. The Wasp, get the Wasp right. Yeah. I love y'all. Dave Holland Jr. says, Station 10, RV Resort, wow, props to them. And absolutely, that guy's done a lot for our community, not only by creating the RV park and the revenue from everything that comes from that, but now he's donating some of that back to help the fire station. Major props to him. Good night, Donnie. Good to see Gordon on the show. That was Roger Necessary. Lisa Moody Tomlinson. It's all Bradford. Yep, pretty much. Great show. Love watching. That was Roger Necessary again. Melissa Cribbs says hello, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melissa Cribbs. It was a $5 ticket. I was happy. Thank you, guys. And that was the scratch-off ticket David was talking about earlier.
Yep.
If you love me, you will give me your hair. LOL. I'm bald. That was.
You want both of our hairs?
You can't have.
Well, hey, I can show you some hair if
I
you want.
lose any more of it up top, I'm going to be the same as you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you do.
For
that comes from Mom.
Yeah.
I love the show because when I'm in Tennessee, I can keep up with what's going on in my little town. I want to thank you all, guys.
See, that's why we do.
That was Lisa
so
Moody
cool.
Thomas.
Keep going. Yeah.
I mean, she lives out there close to Moodyville, and if anybody's from here, you know where that is.
Yep.
But she goes out to Tennessee a lot because they have I think they have a condo up there or something like that. She enjoys the Smokies, which is a beautiful place. Oh Lord, where are you?
Oh God, I just think that. No, keep going. I just see Shirley's comment. You read that with that ball. She caught that ball that was in South America. Am I too far? Am I too far? Okay, I'm sorry.
I like to joke around. No offense, y'all make me miss missing next, but it's worth it. On the Spot Motorsports, I haven't heard of it yet. Donnie, go on. Just go on and look for On the Spot Motorsports, and he has had that page up and running for a while now. It is a really, really great page.
Yes, it is.
I've been here for 17 years, but I love it. Yep, it's a pretty cool little community. Oh yes, I caught that ball when we were inside.
She's like, yeah, she probably did. Yeah. Lord, I do not, sir.
I love you, Mom,
yeah, yeah, Lord, man, yeah, that's a good one though. She did. That was a good one. No, I don't. I've been out the wrestling business since 2014. I know that they're wanting to do a show over at Splash Bash, a little reunion show that I'm not going to be part of. But I miss those days sometimes, but I've just gotten too old to do it now. I can't take those bumps anymore, Dave, and those clotheslines and everything else. No, sir, and I'm glad. I know you used to come, Donnie, and used to bring people, and I really appreciate you doing that. I am thinking about doing something with the ARC, maybe in June or July, that I'm going to get these guys to help me with. But right now, no, sir, I don't do that. Me and Byron do the football games for the Tornadoes. So that's a...
Roger Cruz is wrestling.
Yeah. Well. That's. I think I'm going to put a match between you and Roger.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
I know how to make Roger go back out of the ring.
Mitchell Gunner does that. Yeah, I do too.
I was telling you, Mark Mitchell did a car right beside the ring, and he come sit on it.
Post it.
That was bad.
Bad, Byron. Wait a minute.
Personal story between the two of them.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mitchell.
Sorry, Mitchell. Yeah, you're right. Post the dates of the races. Mitchell does. If you go, like Byron said, go on the Spot Motorsports Media. Hey, you can go over there. Mitchell's got every race, every finish, all that.
On the when you click on Facebook, it pulls up everything, people's posting everything. Go into the little search button and hit search and search On the Spots. Motorsports.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Grief, what's wrong with me?
On the Spot Motorsports Media, host Mitchell Gunner, along with his co-host Robert. They do a great show. They got a guest this week. They do their show on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. Hey, make sure you go over there and watch that show. Very, very informational, especially if you're into racing, B. If you're into racing and like motorsports of any kind, Mitchell and them has got it for sure. I'm getting a low battery here, but we're getting ready to shut the show down. We appreciate it. Oh, Byron, check the band. What?
Yeah. I know who he's talking about. Yeah.
Oh, just wait. I will bring it to David at Trivia. Trivia on Thursday nights at Downtown Grill. I host that on Thursday nights over at the Grill. 7:30 start time. Come on out, man. We had last 3 weeks, David. We've had the packed house. Since you came, remember it was packed that night. It was packed the following week. We took a week off because of the fair, and it was packed last week. So it's really a good time over there. And again, thank you guys for everything that you do. Just real quick, I wanted to get into a couple of things here. Let me see if I can pull that back up now, Dave. Let's go, Dave, let's go to the weather real quick while we got a few people still on. You want to do the weather real quick? No? Just everybody watch the weather? Oh, yeah, me. Oh, I thought you was going to pull up the weather thing.
I don't know.
The
graphic.
The graphic, yeah. Let's pull up the graphic there and see. We got the weather coming up here. Let's see here. All righty. Here's your weather forecast for the area as Dave pulls up the weather graphic. It's coming. And
This weather
here it is, the weather graphic, B. You know who created that?
Find Austin's weather service
Dave
on
Holland.
Facebook.
Dave Holland did. Update with weather and news. Here we are. Tonight, clear. Lows in the mid-30s. East winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming southwest around 5 miles an hour after midnight. Wednesday, patchy frost in the morning. Sunny, highs in the lower 70s. Nice day. Winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-40s. West winds around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny. Highs in the upper 70s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming east in the afternoon. Thursday night, mostly cloudy, a chance of showers after midnight. Not as cool with the lows in the upper 50s. Chance of rain that, 40%. Friday, here's where it gets a little bad. Showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Highs around 70. Chance of rain percentage, 80%. Friday night, a chance of thunderstorms. Showers, lows in the upper 50s. Chance of rain, 80% then. Saturday, mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers. A chance of thunderstorms, mainly in the morning. Highs in the lower 70s. A chance of rain, 50. What's it going to do, Byron? It's going to rain. There you go. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. In the evening, we've got the Bradford, and that brings us up to the Bradford County Strawberry Festival. Strawberries, the sweetest strawberries this side of heaven. That's right. And we've got a couple of little things here. I wanted to go over the events that's going on, but that's going to be on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be at the Bradford County Fairgrounds, Byron. They moved it from the downtown area. They wanted to get a little bit more spacious and a little bit more room and a little bit more enclosed. Of course, we're going to be doing a car show, but anyway, just wanted to go over some things with you. The Bradford County Strawberry Festival, March 23rd and 24th at the Fairgrounds, 2300 North Temple Avenue in Stark, Florida. Saturday, 9 to 6. Sunday, 10 to 5. Saturday, there's a car show that I'm going to be running for Mitchell Gunner. Byron's going to help me out. Dave, we're going to set up. We're going to do a live show on Saturday. You're going to get us twice this week. We're going to do a show on Saturday. We're going to bring you what's going on at the Bradford County Strawberry Festival. And so if you can't make it live and you live out of town like some of these people do, you'll be able to see what's going on in your hometown. Circus, 3 shows each day. Byron is going to be a clown. David's the other clown. And I am just going to be there. Oh, no, I'm a clown too, Byron. Blacksmith demonstration, both days. Our buddy's going to be out there. Jacob's going to be there. Kids area for kids fun. So hey Byron, it's 9:39. Can you believe we've gone this long? And there's still almost 20 people on because they love us, man. They love the show. They love what we do. And I tell you, like they were saying, we try to bring the information as best as we can. But don't forget about the Bradford County Strawberry Festival, Strawberry Princess, Queen, all of them will be out there. A lot of different things going on. Dave, we'll probably eat out there, won't we? Yeah. Probably get us something to eat out there, B. There's going to be some
strawberry shortcake.
We sure are, buddy. We gonna definitely do that. If there's any left.
Strawberries, period. You don't need the shortcake.
Yeah, don't need the shortcake. I can assure you of that.
You don't need to pour sugar on them.
No.
Cream on them, but don't pour sugar on them.
To all those Powerball players.
Yes.
Monday, there was no overall jackpot winner.
So it rolled over.
So it's up to $687 million.
Woo!
If you can
afford a couple of dollar ticket, right, David?
Yeah.
You never know.
Turn $2 into millions.
Yep. So I want to go over some potential sponsors that we may have, which I think is from our Tornado football deal on the radio. DLP Bank used to be what? Community State. Murray Automotive Group, Jones Gallagher Funeral Home, Durance Pump and Well Drilling, Granny's, where we eat at every Sunday morning, Stark Shell Station, fried chicken, Roberts Insurance, Babcock Home Furniture and more, Ferreira Funeral Services and Archer Tanner Memorial Chapel, Tony and Al's Deli, where me and Byron visit every Friday. Just say pasta, please.
Everything, please.
Yeah. Chiropractic and Injury Clinic, headed up by Dr. Matthew Lowry. Miracle Towing and Recovery. Kurt Miracle, of course, and his staff. It's no miracle. You call, they come. Don't pray for a miracle. What, Byron?
Call Miracle.
Call Miracle. That's right. KLC Floors and More. They get to the bottom of things. And, of course, Madison Street Pharmacy. And then, of course, you can hear Chuck Kramer each and every morning from 6 to 10 on the Chuck Kramer Morning Show. That's WEAG, Eagle Country 106.3 FM on your radio dial. One more thing to deal with Chuck. I am a member of the ARC Bradford County Board, and we're trying to get some fundraisers and things. Byron, they need funds for their to operate. They get so much money from the state, so much money from different things, but it's never enough. They've got full-time employees they've got to pay. They've still got to pay their workers and their consumers. So we're trying to do each and everything that we can. One of the things that we're going to do is that wrestling show. I'll push back till June. We were going to try to do it in April, try to do it in June. And then we're going to do a boot drive out there at the first Florida game, home game. We're going to be out there on the corner of 301 and 100 with a boot drive. I would love to have you guys' help on that. And also something that's coming up next week on March the 28th, Chuck Kramer is going to be doing a radiothon from the Arc of Bradford County. Cool. He's going to set up in there with the Marty and everything. By the way, the Marty's working really good. He's got all that fixed. So we're in good shape.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck, for that. And if Mary's watching, please tell him I said so. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, everybody involved with it.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you. And I tell you, look, hey, Radiothon from 10 to 2. Chuck is going to be on the air. I'm going to actually take off a half a day. I'm going to come in and sit with him. I know you can't. I know that you're right.
What day is it?
It's going to be on March 20th. I think it's next Wednesday or Thursday.
March, what was it?
28th. What's today?
No.
You can't. Okay. So not going to happen for you. But anyway, we're going to be on the radio. There's going to be people answering phones. We would like for you to pledge some money to the Arc of Bradford County. These are our citizens that, sometimes aren't as fortunate as we are, that still did need the loving and the caring and the financial stability that they require to be able to live. And I think they do a great job as far as what they do over there, Byron. John over there is doing a great job. Tony Sellers, which he runs the saw mill and the lumber yard there. He does all that, and they're doing other things, and we got other things that we got coming up. By the way, you may be a bingo caller on certain nights, so get ready to call bingo because we're going to start bingo.
Where?
So it's going to be over. They acquired the New Hampton School over there. Well, the old Hampton School.
Right.
They acquired that property. They're going to make that the offices and everything. They're going to eventually move from there because 84 Lumber wants to buy that area that they're in. So
we're going to do bingo with the Arc. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. So the Arc's going to sponsor it. We're going to be the bingo hosts and the callers.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll do it one night and you do it one night. And we're going to try to do it a couple of nights a week.
Okay.
And then, as long as your job allows you. And you're going to call bingo and I'm going to call bingo. And that's going to be our part and our donation to the Arc of Bradford County. And Dave can come on and play. Dave can come and play bingo, man. You never know. You win some money. But anyway, so we got bingo. That's hopefully going to start up soon.
Dave may get him a day, too.
Yeah, he may. So, Radiothon next week. You'll be on the air. If you want to pledge something, please call in. Anything is helpful. $1, $2, $5, $10, $20. Remember, it's a tax write-off. You're right here in tax season right now, April 15th, and we're fixing to do that 3 weeks before April 15th comes up, and you can write it off on your taxes, B. So I know Byron already told me he's making a $500 donation, so he'll be able to write that off on his taxes. Dave, you're making a $500 donation. I'm making a $500 donation. That's $1,500, B.
I do that about every 3 months.
Yeah, about everything.
About every 3 months to my insurance for my home. Now.
Yeah, there you go.
An extra $500 donation.
An extra $500. Who cares, right? But no, on a serious note, we really like for you to call in. You can come by, Byron. It's sort of an open house if you want to come and just say, hey, David, here's a $25 check. Here's a $50 check. Whatever the case may be, come on by. We'll take your money. All this is going to the general fund of the Arc of Bradford County. We discussed this quite a bit tonight. They could really use your help. I'd like to see the community reach out, David, and really, really get into this Chuck's taking a lot of his time to set up the radio and get all that done. Lenny's going to be back at the station programming and doing commercials and things like that. It's just going to be like old times again. David, if you want to come and join us, you're more than welcome. I wish Byron could, but you never know, Byron. Some things may change. Who knows? You could come out and hang with us, and you and Chuck can talk tornado football.
There's something else that's
okay.
happened since the last time we talked about my job. That's just
okay. I got
It's
you.
one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So those are the events coming up in the near future. Other events as well. We'll get to those next Tuesday. We've got your questions for Gordon next Tuesday. Byron, quick 30 seconds. Final thoughts. I'll get to Dave. Dave, do you have any? By the way, let me start with you. Do you have a final
I
thought?
already gave my final thought
Okay.
on the Powerball.
On the Powerball. Okay. Byron?
Common sense is a sadly missing thing in this world. Slow down and think about what you're doing and what you're saying. Think about who you're supporting and use your brain when you do, and you will find that this world will turn into a much better place.
I agree, and I'm going to back up something that Byron just said there. I really do, guys, and ladies and gentlemen watching, I really do think that good still outweighs evil. I don't care. I fight on the good side. I know Byron does. So does Dave. I do believe that good outweighs evil, and I'll say this about what happened in our community a week and a half ago. That was a very, very sad situation. If you are having a domestic quarrel, or if you're not getting along with your spouse or any other person in your family, Byron said it earlier and it resonated, please leave. Just grab your keys. It doesn't matter where that conversation or that argument is going. Just leave. Go cool off. Even as Byron said, even if you don't come back, just get away from the situation and eliminate what just happened here. You know what I'm saying? If he or she, and I know you get into the heat of the moment, Byron, if somebody would have just walked away, this may have not have happened.
You get into a situation like that, all of you need to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's with people that you care about, because you can't take it back.
No.
You can't take that back. No. You can't take the words back.
No.
People may forgive you, but they will never forget the words you've said to them.
Nope.
And it will cause them not to trust you, and then that snowballs into issues like what we just saw. You cannot take your words back. Please use common sense and be mindful of what you say to people.
I agree.
Because words mean something.
Words cut very deep, and they resonate. Again, as I said, you can forgive, but you'll never forget. And I've said words, and I know, Byron, you've done it. Dave, we've all done it, that I wish I would have just kept my damn mouth shut. And I look back at it and go, man, did I really say that? Did I just really say that? Now I can't take it back. You know what I mean? That person will forgive you. It may take some time, but they'll never forget what you said, especially if it's harsh things and it gets into a real heated argument or battle.
I meant to do this at the beginning of this show because I knew that we would forget it if I did not do it at the beginning of the show, and I quite frankly forgot to do what I was about to do. There is a lot of times on this show where we do something that comes off as unprofessional to people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
And it looks like we're keeping secrets or whatever people think we're doing when we turn around and we quietly say something to each other or whisper something to each other or go, most of the time that's two things. That's us going, you really got to get to this comment because we don't have a teleprompter to show us the comments.
No.
And nobody to sit back and type up the comments for us.
We are working on that, though.
Well, I mean, Dave can't run the program that he's running and do that
No,
too.
you can't. That's why we're doing
it. He just
it.
can't do it. That's impossible. Yeah. So we don't have anybody to do that. And the other thing that we do is we look at each other and go, I'd really like to say this in just a few seconds. And we do that to each other all the time.
Yep.
There are times when either one of us get carried away. We give signals to each other about it, and that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. It's nothing to like you said, to disregard any comments or not pay attention to what we're doing or you
about
or
any
you.
of you guys.
Yeah, no.
Saying you really got to read this comment. We need to respond to that. Or laughing at a comment, which I do frequently because they're funny.
Yes, it is.
But You know,
Yeah.
that's what we do when we turn to each other and go.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's what's going on.
That's what makes this show great.
There's been multiple people who've commented on that apparently, and it never even dawned on me that people would go, "What in the crap are they talking about?" Because
And what Brian's bringing up, it was brought to my attention through a couple of messages like, hey, what are y'all doing when y'all are whispering? And, of course, I'm going to tell my co-host and I'm going to tell my director what's going on because we want to correct it. And, it's not like Byron said. We're not talking about any of you guys. It's like, hey, I'd like to get to that comment or I'd like to get to that particular thing or Byron, hey, man, commercial break or something. You know what I mean?
Get a commercial break,
right.
or we may have to can your part of the segment tonight, or
right.
something
to that effect. Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up, B. Man, I tell you what, guys, it's been a great show. David, almost 3 hours worth. Are you kidding me? And we had people still entertained and tuned in. We still got people tuned in. But unfortunately, hey, some things have to come to a close and to an end. And for us, it is tonight. I want to thank you guys for watching On the Spot with David Rodgers each and every week. Please share this with your friends. Please share it to pages like Byron said. That's why the On the Spot Motorsports Media page is so blowing up so good. He's sharing it everywhere. And we're trying to do the same thing. And we need your help to do that. If you really love this show and really love what we're doing, share this. Hit it to every place that you can hit it to. We would thank you and we would love you. The more audience that we get, the more the diversity of subjects will come up because somebody will come up with something. You don't know how many times me and B's gone, wow, that's a great question. We're talking about something else. And then we get to that, and then sometimes we don't come back because that particular topic or that particular comment has driven another conversation. So, again, we love each and every one of you. I hope that y'all guys have a great rest of the night, a great rest of the week, a great weekend as you come out for the Strawberry Festival that everybody that lives here will come to. If you can't, we're going to try to bring you some of that live on Saturday as our producer, Dave Holland, who doesn't always get a lot of credit. I try to give credit where credit's due. He's the one that puts all these nice graphics together. He's the ones that put my ugly face up here. Hey, I've got a face for radio, B, by the way. He's the one that does all that. And without him, this show couldn't run. And, of course, my partner, which I personally think, and this is not blowing smoke up his tail, we've talked about this many times. To me, this guy, I wouldn't have, and I know he's going to tell me I'm not smart enough, but I would have him run for any office.
Oh, I'm smart enough. I'm smart enough, but I'm not doing that now.
Yeah, but you told me before, man, David, man, they're smart. But you know what's going on in the political realm. You could get around these things. And I tell you right now, you would make a great candidate for any office. And I am glad that you are my co-host and my partner, because when it comes to that political realm and those political insides, you know it. And I really appreciate what you do. I'm just the mouthpiece here that opens up the show, brother.
David, you're more than a mouthpiece. You know that, brother. Hey, don't even go that direction. You're more than that. You come on, man.
Well, it was, hey, look, we have to have all of it. All of it to make what we do so special.
Yeah.
Great show.
I wouldn't have a political career for very long, David.
Why would you know you would?
You would have to put me in a glass box.
Because you would have people like us backing you that knows common sense. That's it right here. He's got the book, Common Sense. He said it many a times tonight. Got to have common sense, man, when it comes to this stuff, man. Yeah, we can get on that.
And a healthy dose of intelligence.
Yeah.
Because when you start playing political games, it goes deep, and these people don't play in D.C.
No,
they really don't.
They don't.
They play a crazy game where that you think they're each other's enemy, and then they go sit in a bar somewhere and have a couple of drinks and decide our future instead of letting us decide our future in the open.
Yeah.
And that's one of my big problems. Plus, they're really not what they're supposed to be because they let bureaucrats write our laws instead of them writing our laws.
And not only is he smart in the political realm, smart in sports too. You ought to see us when we bounce sports stuff back and forth. This guy's seen it. Y'all seen it before. Hey, I'll tell you what. We've talked about coaching. We've talked about doing those kind of things. I don't know if we could coach. We probably could, but I can tell you what, we could be two great analysts, couldn't we?
I teach the X's. I can teach the X's and the O's. I cannot teach the technique. I do not have enough experience to teach the technique.
That's it. That's it.
I don't.
I think if we applied ourselves, though, we could. I think we could. It'd be tough. I think we could.
People don't realize how much goes into it. Really don't realize that the footwork and the body position and all of that goes into the different positions in the game of football. You
gotta, you
have to know what you're doing.
Yep. Annette Dixon, thank you so very much. This is why we do this show. She said, y'all were great. Hope y'all have a blessed rest of the week.
Thank you.
That's it right there. Annette, you hit it right on the head. Thank you for watching so much. Tell your friends about us. Byron, I love you. We got stuff that we got to do the rest of this week. I hope you have a great week. We're going to be in contact. Dave, I hope you have a great week as well. We're going to be in contact.
Sir.
We got things coming up. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, On the Spot Motorsports Media, Thursday night with Mitchell, Gunner, and Robert. God bless you. Have a great rest of the week. Same bat time, same bat channel next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.